Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. My god, it's early, isn't it? Whew! I am Xandervile, and I am the restreamer for this lovely race today. This is the Majora's Mask Mystery Tournament Season 2, Round 2, Game 2 race between PixelShake and Xandervile. I am one of your commentators for today. Philosophy will be joining me in just a little while. In the tracker cages, we have Special K and Tomatalk. Thank you both for joining at this lovely early time of day. Except for Shake. For Shake, it's like 6 PM, so he's living in the future. Yeah. So, let's just have a quick rundown. So Shake won the first match. This is the second race, so if Shake was to win this race, he will move on to the next bracket. If Xandervile wins, then the race will go on for a third race. But we won't know until whoever wins this race. This tournament's shaping up quite well. We've got a couple more races this week that will conclude the second round. So we've got Pojo versus Cine, Game 2 and potentially Game 3 lined up as well. But again, it's the same situation. It could be only one of those races goes ahead, because the person who won might win again. So we'll see. Thank you. We don't usually do best of races for Majora's Mask, so I was just like, those little notches I'm not used to. Thank you, Diesler, for the 67-month sub. That is quite a long time. Thank you. Very much appreciate that. But we're about to start, so if I'm a little bit slow to picking up everything, it's because I only have 2 pairs of eyes. And then once Philosophy joins, then thankfully, I won't be on my own. But here we go. Okay, so I remember PixelShake saying that Bomber's Notebook was on the ledge, which is... Okay, it's a bean on cafe. GFS start. And New Wave is the starting song. Okay. Okay, no crates. No stray fairies. So that's 2 settings down. I don't think there's anything in the Keaton grass either. At least, not all Keaton grass. Right, good check Tingle, we'll get Price Shuffle, see if that's on. Bank 1 has a red rupee. Okay, so Notebook Shuffle is on. That was a bottle of Gold Dust, or a bottle of Red Potion. It was a bottle of something. No Price Shuffle, though. Those prices for Tingle were vanilla. And we have full shop sanity. That is very nice. Cool. Magic in the bomb shop. Oh, I missed that. I thought it was just a jar. Guess we got Couples Mask in the shop. A lot of settings already discovered, which is pretty nice. Okay, so yes, Keaton Grass is off because that was not shuffled. Okay, so we got blues. Blues are on. Magic jars are on. So that means... oh shit, hold on. Sakon's hideout. Oh no, Anjun Cafe is on? Great Big Coast is Wave the Hero. So Anjun Cafe is on. Seahorses. And a kind of graveyard is foolish. Kind of graveyard, seahorses. Great big coast. Woodfall Temple's foolish but song. Romani Ranch is Way of the Hero. Okay. It's probably because blues are on. Oh, did we get a Pamela hint? Okay, reds are on. Oh, yep, you are right. So yeah, Pamela is dead. Yep, because Andrew and Cafe is on. Wait, escaping Sakon's hideout. Is that a notebook entry? Because if that's no, that's such a rare hint to see. Because if it was a notebook entry, it would have said it was a notebook entry. Okay, so we've got reds and blues. I don't know if I've seen any greens, though. Yeah, so it's full notebook entry. Might not necessarily mean that Andrew and Cafe is on, though. Ooh, Hudge. Bunnyhood is a nice starting item. Or at least a nice early item. But yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean that Andrew and Cafe is on, it just means that the notebook entry is shuffled, so therefore that's why it's appearing. We'll see. If we have 4 Watts, that means there's no long check. So we'll probably find out one before the other. Okay, getting a butterflies check here. Okay, butterflies are on. And well fairies, that means. There's a lot of settings. There's a lot going on here. Okay, small chest on P-Hat. This is a great cutscene here, actually, because if you have Bomber's Notebook, you get 3 notebook entries here. Wallet on meeting postman. Okay, I believe you. Yep, we're gonna be here a while. Faux show. Might need more coffee. Wait, you can buy the Garo mask? That's French vanilla! French vanilla in a location with 3 checks. 2 checks even. That's hilarious.
Okay, I believe you.
Wow. Wow. What a Garo mask placement. Wowee. That's like so French vanilla, it was a 50-50. Like... For anyone who doesn't know, Garo Mask. You get Garo Mask on Milk Road when you race the Gorman Brothers, So instead of having to race them, you just buy it off them instead. So when we have a Bomber's Notebook sanity, we like to call it Secretary Simulator, as you have to go around meeting everybody and talking to them. So, hooray for Secretary Simulator. So getting a time skip here. Oh, we have All Knight's Mask, I didn't even realize. There's so much going on, I'm like, huh? Okay, so first check is dead, we got a fairy from her. Check-in reservation. Hello, Andrew, what have you got for us? Ooh, Kamara Mask and a blue rupee. Link doing welfare checks on all of his friends. Nice. I like the idea of that. And a bomb chew. Okay, so we're doing Swordsman School. Meeting Guru would be good here as well. On Shake's side. Mara Sisters, a nice double for the notebook entry here. Let's get our dance on. Nyan Cat, possibly. Both of our races here do love using randomized music. In fact, Shake actually makes some of the custom music for MMR, so you never know what kind of tracks we're gonna hear from Shake. Maybe even some special custom ones that he made just for himself. That's a nice entry you got there, Postman. There we go. The wallet from the postman. For the tracking Shake, can you please up his wallet? Thank you. Thank you. I need to learn how to count Doritos, because it would definitely make my life a lot easier. Bum 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 bum. Okay, Song of Double Time from Xander going into Night 2, 1. I can count. I can read. Both of our runners are kind of following in each other's steps right now. The thing is with notebook entry, and especially max notebook max notebook randomization, is that you don't leave Clocktown for a while. I am reading you a bedtime story, Axel. Every mystery seed is a bedtime story. Sometimes it's horrifying. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. Cool, so we're getting more butterflies from Shake. Some arrows. We've really got some spicy settings here. So we've got max notebook entries. We've got all of them. We've got reds. We've got blues. We've got butterflies and well fairies. We've got no press shuffle. Some other stuff I've already forgotten. It's too early. Fisherman's game is dead. Good to know. So, what you said there, Tomatalk, right? It's very true. When you're an MMR runner, and especially the more seasoned you become, the more experienced you become, you know exactly where to look on the screen. So when the text is flying through, most runners will just look at the image. Or look for specific text points. So we don't have to stop and read. You become just so accustomed, your eyes can read so quickly. So that's why sometimes things are missed, because people who don't necessarily know where they're supposed to be looking, or what they're supposed to be looking at. Yeah, I can't read either unless it's going at 10,000 miles an hour and there's pictures, basically, which is how MMR works. But the more you grow accustomed to how MMR text formatting is for the text boxes, you can read at the speed of light without actually reading. Watching this since before it was a stable render, and I can't do it. Yeah. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others, no matter how experienced you get. Just another way of describing watching a video? Yeah, pretty much. It's about right. Ooh. On 2 times. Yep. On 2 times. So both of our runners are kind of, like I said, both of our runners are kind of following in each other's steps at the moment. So, kind of waiting for, ooh, bank 1. Okay, I think we already had that. Oh, coffee is good. So, blues, reds, butterflies and well fairies, all notebooks. Can't think of anything else. Fudge. Let's see how far MMR's come since the beginning, when they couldn't get consistent stability. Yeah, absolutely. I've been playing MMR since 1.7, I think. Possibly 1.6, which is before Zoe came on and took over. And I still have a copy of a 1.8 generator, and it's insane how different everything is now compared to what it was in at least 2019, which is when I started playing. So it's so cool. Okay, Bomb Granny gave us 5 rupees at nothing. So there is the recomp, which is already live. It's used for Archipelago as well, so if you play Archipelago and you're interested, Majora's Mask is almost complete. It's very, very far developed, but if you look up Zelda Recomp, I believe, there is already a recomp mod for Majora's Mask. and it is already widely used. It is fun, and I love the recomp because you could do archery, any kind of aiming mechanism. So whether it's bow, hookshot, Deku bubbles, or rangs, anything like that. If you have a controller that has gyro, such as a Nintendo Switch controller, the gyro works. So town archery, swamp archery are so much easier because you could just use gyro instead. That's quite fun. And the work that they've put into it has been phenomenal. Now, if one of our runners decides to actually leave Clocktown, that'd be great. But I know there's a lot to be doing. Clocktown is very safe. Okay, we got nothing on the red rupees. Clocktown has many, many checks. So get a guru check here. Okay, so red potion. Very nice. That is a nice red potion. Do we have a bottle? I don't think we do. But that's free. That is a free red potion. Well, love it when the banker gives money for storing money. I know. Now that's what I call interest. I swear both of our runners are just following each other at the moment. Stonks. Yeah. I believe that's actually what the banker says to you. When you put money in the bank, it's like, now that's what I call interest. And after they give you the reward, and it's funnier if you get money given. So we're finally outside of Termina Field, and we are going to Swamp. So this is exciting. We got another gossip in here. Butler is dead. May he rest in peace. Okay. Poor guy didn't know what hit him. Exactly. Cool. The lack of projectile is making this seed very much like can't check 10 goals. Can't really do anything. We haven't seen any songs yet. So my thought is that we could be looking at potentially non-song sanity. Because with the amount of settings we've had so far, you'd think we'd have seen maybe seen a song by now, but we haven't. So. Okay, so greens are not shuffled. So it's just reds and blues. Yeah, both of our runners are literally... Oh yeah, of course, because of the Sakon's hideout thing. But... Okay, so what are those? I don't know, Shake turned too quickly. I couldn't see. What? Oh, I had part of my screen cut off. Did anyone see what that... That's Chateau Romani. Nice. That was beautiful. Grabbing that bottle, it's perfect for Shake actually to grab that. No! The bombs! Not the bombs. No, there's no traps or anything on. We never usually run with traps. This is not something we're very familiar with. In the racing format, anyway. Okay, so Goron Race is dead. Sad. I would love at least one spicy hint, you know? Do you know what I think would be funny? Right? I think it would be hilarious if one day we had like an tournament where Deathlink is active. So if one racer dies, they both die. I think that would be hilarious. As if isn't already cursed enough. Every low heart sound is very cursed. We do love many required always hints. Oh, Jake isn't dying anymore, so there's no more cursed. I would love to have him weep as a dying sound for but obviously Zora King is not in Majora's Mask, although Mikau is a king in his own right. Oh god. Great Fairy Scream as a low health is not fun. It's traumatizing. I've done it in a glitched setting, and when I had no way of getting health, it went for a good like 10 minutes, and I was just like, honestly, I feel like I'm gonna die just listening to this over and over and over and over again. How's it going? It's going so far. Let's see, what settings have we got? We've got all notebook entries, reds, blues, butterflies and wild fairies, and that's about it so far. And full shop sanity, thank you. Garo Mask was French vanilla. You could buy it instead of winning it. Wah? You mean the wah, Double Talk? That is quite humorous, actually. Wah! It kind of sounds like Mario, but about 50 years in the future, and his voice is a lot lower. Notebook entries, yep. It's funny because when they were in the race room, Shake was like, "Oh, I see a notebook entry on the clock tower roof," and Xander was like, "No!" Okay, so Goron Village is full of this type of songs, so we've definitely got song sanity. Clock tower roof is Way of the Hero. Ugh. That's awful. I hate that hint so much. Except song is quite a dense area. Oh, did I miss that? Oh, hook going down. Okay, so that's probably the Wath. Yep, I got it. Yeah, pretty much, Tom. What the hell is this? Well, Romani Ranch is Way of the Hero. So, this is mystery. Haha. Someone just got stuck up there somehow and couldn't be bothered to take it down. Yeah. Link's doing hook practice and he was just like, it's stuck, I can't be asked, I'll go back for it later. So yes, that hook shot is probably our Way of the Hero for Romani Ranch. We've got our 3 Wath hints now, because song sanity is off. Yeah, Goron Village full except song. You know, ironic. Have you seen our foolish hints? Akana Graveyard, completely foolish. Woodfall Temple, foolish except song. Goron Village, foolish except song. So that means that Healing's dead. Or Healing or Storms are dead. For sure. It's literally giving us 3 different locations with 3 different types of song settings. Like, ugh. So, what that tells us is Pamela is dead. That's it. Ranch Sisters are completely dead. Okay. It's... This is a seed of all time. Yes, it is 4 checks. That is interesting. So, yeah. Ranch Defense now being 4 checks in these settings because of notebook entries instead of 2. We're all dead. So it looks like... I would say our waft for Romani Ranch is fulfilled. Because that hook shot is obviously, you know, hook. Very important. But it's our projectile. It's our first logical projectile. So the chances that there's going to be anything else in Romani Ranch is probably quite slim. As MM only basically has like 1 item. But it's always good to full clear Watts anyway. But now that we have hookshot means we can do the Clock Tower Roof Wave the hero, which is probably just for the song, because it's not pot sanity. There's no pot sanity. Although, please, if someone could correct me, is Clock Tower Roof classed as a sub-dungeon? I know it can be, but I mostly play OTMM, so I'm not sure if Clock Tower Roof was classed as a sub-dungeon. If it isn't, then the water is simply for the song and not anything else. If Clock Tower Roof is a sub-dungeon, it could be for the pots, because we haven't seen any dungeon pots yet. Oh, Crying Mask, how convenient. It's just the song. Gotcha, thank you. Stumpy has sadness. Yeah. Sad Stumpy. I love how both runners got it after doing Romani Ranch. We're just vibing. I mean, at least we got over kind of the stressful hump of the seed now. The beginning of the seed is always kind of rough, but I think we're kind of evening out now. I feel like we're going to start seeing our runners diverge, because don't forget we did get that Garo mask, which was Sphere 0, so we could go to Akana. Oh, Gold Dust, yes. Forgot about that. There's our first logical bottle. What exactly is the clue / hint that shows pot sanity off? So, if a long check is on, a long check can be Anjuin Cafe, Frog Sanity, or Frog Choir, or Zora Eggs. Those are 3 long checks. If one of those 3 checks is on, that means that Song Sanity is off. So, based on the fact that we had a hint for Sakon's hideout, like escaping Sakon's hideout, that would hint at Anjuin Cafe. Because it's not a notebook entry, and it's not a... Oh, they're asking pot sanity. Oh, pot sanity. I'm EP. Okay, pot sanity. So, so there's 2 types of pot sanities. You've got overworld pot sanity and you've got dungeon pot sanity. So, overworld pot sanity is any pot that's in the overworld. So, for example, when you go to Romani Ranch and you hit one of the pots in Dog Race, if one of those pots doesn't have a item in it that isn't a regular blue rupee, that means overworld pots are off, for an example. But if you go into a place such as Ocean Spider House, Swamp Spider House, and any dungeon, that means that, and you hit a pot in there and you do find an item, that means dungeon pots are on. Gorn Reese being hinted means no overworld pots. That is not quite correct, Kirby. Gorn Reese could be dead, right? But Gorn Racetrack is its own region. So, it could be that Gorn Reese is dead, but Gorn Racetrack items could be Way of the Hero. It could still mean. Like, for example, you don't need to do Goron Racetrack. You don't need to be able to access Goron Race to logically get those pots. So it could be that your logical requirement would be you need to do wintertime Goron Racetrack pots to get, say, fire arrows. So that you could do Snowhead. Which requires you to have Goron and Keg. So Goron Racetrack and Goron Race are two completely separate things. One of them is a region, one of them is a specific track. I hope that makes sense. It's the same thing for Butler. Oh, is it? I actually didn't know that. Okay. See? I've been corrected. Thank you. I assume it'd be the same situation for Butler then. Because if we get, say, Butler because of freestanding rupees, I would assume it's similar for Butler. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But see, there's a lot of things going on in Mystery that you go, huh? It's a lot to remember, so I do apologize. Butler's different. Okay, good to know. So Butler can be so my guess is Butler can be hinted dead, but Butler race items could still be Woth in that scenario, because it's sort of the same thing. Okay, so that was a red rupee. It's because Goron Race is annoying. True. Yeah, so true. Frank. I believe we called this Gwei Frank. I don't remember why. But it just seemed like a fitting name. Because, I don't know. Okay, so that's just a piece of heart. Nobody's done Terminal Field Gwei yet. We do have New Wave Bossa Nova. It does look like a Frank. See, I think so too. I absolutely agree. It does look like a Frank. Clock Tower Roof Wave the Hero. Cool. We haven't really got much. Like, we've got a whole lot of nothing right now. But yeah, we've got Frank the Gwei, and then we've got Larry the Business Scrub, so. Oh hey look, it's Philosophy, welcome in. I'm not alone anymore.
Hello everyone, I apologize for being a bit late. I am Philosophy, the latest commentator of ZSR.
Well, I mean, you made it, so. I've managed to hold down the fort and I didn't cry once, so it's fine.
You know, it's always a good day when you don't.
Yeah, Special K was crying a lot though.
Has it been that rough of a seed?
So I'll go through it for you. So let's start from the top. because both of our runners are kind of doing a whole lot of nothing right now. So we've got Great Bay Coast, Romani Ranch, and Clock Tower Roof Way of the Hero. Clock Tower Roof Way of the Hero did make me cry, actually, a little bit. Hookshot was in Romani Ranch, and I'll get onto that in a second. So we've got 3 Way of the Heroes, so we've, and then we've got a kind of graveyard, Woodfall Temple, Foolish Except Song, Goron Village, Foolish Except Song, for our Foolishans. And we've got Seahorses, Fisherman's Game, Butler, Goron, and Ranch Defense dead. And Sakon's hideout has been hinted dead. Our settings are... I'm gonna go through this again. So we've got a long story. We've got a long song. Anyway, no song... Sorry, long check, no song sanity. We've got reds and blues. We've got all notebook entries. Mask of Truth on All Night's Mask purchase. Okay, cool. We've got... I've already forgotten. Picto on Larry. Cool. I've already forgotten everything.
You're fine. I was trying to peek at Xander's because it looks like his tracker has a lot of the settings, but can't make heads or tails of it.
Yep. Oh, no fairy shuffle.
No
notebook
fairies.
entries. Both of our runners have barely left Clocktown in these 40 minutes. Ooh, big chest.
I was gonna say, by the lack of items, it definitely seems like we're staying in Clocktown, but we did get a sword upgrade.
There's we haven't seen any pot sanity yet, but we do have magic jars in the pool, so it's a 50-50, so it could be pot sanity or could be snowballs.
I would say my brain just immediately defaults to snowballs.
Yeah, same. Hey look, Clock Tower Roof Wave the hero, guys! Yay! What's the song? Guess, 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 guess. Go, go, go. Epona. It's a white song. It's Epona. It's Epona. There's got to be Epona, right? Because we already know that healing or storms is dead. So it's either healing or it's Epona. We haven't confirmed it's Epona yet. It could be healing.
We'll see as soon as this cutscene ends.
See, Xandervile's tracker's like, no, it's Epona, right? It could be healing, but it's more likely going to be Epona.
How good would it be if it was healing?
Amazing. Because Great Bay Coast is Way of the Hero. So it could be for me, cow. Amazing.
We'll finally get a Mikau run in this.
It was Epona. Pikachu shocked face. Like...
So
special appearance by Greg. We love Greg.
Greg always loves to make an appearance, even when he's not particularly wanted.
Yeah. I mean, at least freestanding greens aren't on, so there's going to be less Gregs. So they are overworld pots, those ones.
I'm assuming you mean up top or in observatory?
In Clock Tower Roof.
That's good to know. I didn't realize that those were considered.
In OTMM, they are dungeon pots. So that's why I asked the question about 5 minutes ago. I was like, wait, what are they? So we could go peek Ocean Spider House right now to check dungeon pots. Because we do have Epona now. Oh, we are getting a Gwei. We need to name this Gwei. I think Harold is a good name for this Gwei.
I was gonna say like something like Special K said, Gwei-ry.
Oh god. Isn't that just great?
It is. It is
A
great
great name. Exactly, a great name.
It doesn't look like Harold's dropping anything too important. Gold dust
Oh
on
shit,
Tingle,
going back
though.
for that. Oh! Hey! Never underestimate Harold, okay?
The question is, how did Harold get the bow?
Probably stole it. So we can confirm that Harold is the big bird's brother, and he just leeches off him like, "Hey, go steal that bow for me," and then he'll go, and then be like, "Hey, can I have that bow off you, brother?"
He just asks, like, very politely, like, you know, the thing's really neat.
Yeah, just kind of like shy, like pushing the fingers together, like, "Can I have that bow, please?" Pretty please. Well, there's two Gways. There's two hidden Gways in Terminus, so one of them can be Alex and one of them can be Lee. We could call him Alexander the Gway. Alexander the Great. Anyway. Any Gway. Okay, so we're getting some more butterflies.
Have we not checked the butterflies this... Yep.
Yep, they're confirmed on, so... But apparently this one doesn't like Xander. God, all the like, that's like the second arrow drop from a butterfly.
It's almost like they could be hinting at something.
If that bow was hinted, do you think we would have had our Gway of the hero? Nice.
That is really great.
Every time we've had to do the Gway, it's always been the Gway of the hero. Like... So, it's either going to be dungeon pots or it's either going to be snowballs. Now, personally, I think it might be dungeon pots, and the main reason for that is because we are getting some Gregs around the place. And Gregs don't usually pop up in snowballs. And I can't think of what else would have snowballs. Would have Gregs, so... Thank you for the 68-month sub. 1 month away from the nice number.
That is a very long time to be a supporter.
Yep. We appreciate you. Ooh, are we getting a cow check? We haven't seen any milk though, so I'm pretty sus. I don't think cows are on. Oh wait, yeah, butterflies. But you may as well check cows while you're here.
Especially with having Eponas. I'm surprised no one has checked Gossip Stones after getting Epona.
The Termina Field ones aren't randomized, so this would be the first opportunity since getting Epona to check a regional gossip. So, because of where Xander is right now, okay, cows aren't on. They can check the Gossip Stone right here for regional gossips. So this is actually pretty well timed. Okay, that's just a red rupee. Fisherman's game is dead. What a conveniently placed hint.
Right outside where he would be.
Yep.
I was kind of hoping for Fisherman's game. I haven't seen that too often.
I know. Okay, so regional gossips are off. Fake is now getting is Epona's song. I feel like the seed has finally opened up a little bit. I'm really surprised that neither of our runners have gone east to hit the owl statue. But I guess because there's nothing really to do out there at the moment, because you don't have lights, you don't have magic, you don't have ice arrows, there's really no point. You don't have Gibdo. There really ain't much going on.
It seems we have Garo Mask, and with Hookshot, I'm surprised no one has taken the time to try Arcana.
I mean, the only reason why you would go up there is to check Ocean Tidal Deed. Or, well, not Ocean Tidal Deed, but the ledge, specifically. You could hit the owl statue, but it'd be... You're going up there for no reason. So most runners, what they'll do is they'll wait until they have something that they can do up there before going up there, because it's quite a time consumer.
That is true, especially without having Goron Mask.
Yeah. Makes it especially longer.
Did you say that notebook we're entries on? I was trying to read that first single
It's
item.
meetings and entries. They're both on. So that's why our runners barely left Clocktown in the first, 40 minutes. Because they were just doing Secretary Simulator.
We love Secretary Simulator as Pixel gets bombarded by the bomb chew.
Got a mini chest here, probably a notebook entry. Yep. Those little chests are such bait in these settings because of the notebook entries.
I would imagine it's about on par as getting the Scatolas in those chests when you know that you don't need any of the Scatola house rewards.
Yep. It's true, that is a fair point actually. We haven't seen any school tokens yet, so I'm suspecting that the spider houses aren't on. Boat archery is dead.
Would boat archery be considered a long quest, or is that just off by default?
That is an always hint. So it's long enough that it would be time consuming to do, but it's short enough that we can keep it on, pretty much.
That's not too bad, because I think the only stipulation would be completing Woodfall, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, for an example, Seahorses, Fisherman's Game, Butler, Goron Race, Aliens, Cremia, Boat Archery, Gossip Stones. Ooh, Fire Arrows. Nice. What else? There's a few, but all of those checks are classed as always, so they're not long enough to be automatically junked, but they're not short enough that we can keep them on all of the time, pretty much.
That's not too bad.
It's true, we haven't seen bottle scoops yet, I don't think. I know Shake picked up a bug earlier, but bugs are vanilla, so... We are getting a horse race. Camaro is... Healing Camaro, specifically, is dead. It's really interesting, so... These Garo hints are the sometimes hints. So... It's interesting because most people wouldn't push these hints because by the time you're in Arcana, it's usually too late. So to see Shake pushing these is actually quite helpful. True.
I would imagine when you're dealing with notebook entries, even the sometimes hints could probably prove valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can say the same about Darmani and Mikau. They're also dead. We just put them out their misery.
And sometimes they turn into a Greg.
Hey, look, magic. So, Gorman Bros having both magic and Garo Mask. Sneaky. So that does put Xander in a really interesting position because they've got fires too.
It would be probably more worthwhile for him to rush north and probably check Goron. Well, I would assume they are on... Nope, they have resetted, so it would be a perfect opportunity to.
They do have the empty bottle, so I'm wondering if they're going to go check Scoops.
I would definitely check Scoops. Scoops could be a very deciding factor.
Yep. So we know bugs are bugs, obviously. Why didn't you check Scoops, Xander? Where? Oh, we're checking
could be
soils.
checking soils.
I understand now. You're excused.
And the verdict for soils are... Is that a vanilla drop, I'm assuming, then?
Yes, it was. So, a really interesting way to... Okay, so, Scoop Sanity's off too. So, an easy way to tell if a rupee drop is vanilla or not is the actual asset of the rupee looks different if it's randomized. So the rupee looks borderline 2D if it's vanilla. If it's randomized, it'll look quite 3D. That's the best way I could describe it.
I think on my next run, I think I'll have to pay a little more attention.
Yeah.
Because
It's definitely
I'm
more
not gonna lie, I
detailed.
never really noticed.
Like, the vanilla rupee drops look quite flat. Ooh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. There's our Wath for Great Big House.
It seems the fish has killed Macau. That's who killed him. It wasn't Georg, it was the lab fish.
Yeah, he got eaten.
He had a nice smoked Zoro fillet.
Yeah. It's... Once you kind of learn that, what Yosha said, it's definitely an easy way to tell the difference between a randomized and a vanilla rupee. But I look at it, it's flat and round.
I think the shiny and matte kind of speak to me. I think I'd be able to tell more than, like... Because to me,
look at
most
Shake's
of
side.
this is flat.
Look at Shake's side here. So these are vanilla rupees. Here. And then... Because they're quite flat. See that? They're not very detailed, so to say. But definitely a matte finish. Shake missed the bow.
He did miss the bow.
Oh my god. See, now look at that rupee on Xander's side. It's cool, so we got dungeon pots.
It is dungeon pots.
Okay. But you probably see a randomized rupee on Xander's side now. I think Shake noticed that they missed the last thing because they picked up a Greg. And then... See, there we go. There's a randomized rupee. The randomized rupees look more like a older Zelda game rupee. Where they're a lot more finished.
That time I definitely...
Sorry, like a newer one. Like a more modern one. Yeah. Yoshi's in the chat, and I'm gonna try not to trigger them, but it wouldn't be the first time that someone has left a key item in a dungeon part in Ocean Spider House. Side-eye. Let's just hope it's not light arrows. Sorry, Yoshi. I just have to give an example of previous races, you know? It wouldn't be the first time that someone's left a pot in Ocean Spider House which had a key item in it.
I've definitely seen snowballs left behind.
Ooh, look at that RNG on that lily pad. It won't be the last. Exactly.
That was pretty impressive to get a nice shot with the hook shot on that beehive, because it can be nasty at times. I remember I had to bomb chew that because that's where Zoro Mask was.
Oof. I'm gonna guess that was either glitched or no logic.
It was a no logic.
Yeah, that checks out. Because there is a trick to enable, it's like the extreme difficulty glitch of lily pad RNG.
And lily pad RNG is not, I found out it is not the best.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. Yeah. I do love when lily pad is like really valuable and you're like, wowee!
It's a nice little feeling before you head into like Great Bay Coast.
So I think our coast wath is fulfilled now with Zora Mask. Now, if someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but is Ocean Spider House items... Does it apply if pot sanity is on and skull sanity is off? Because I know Ocean Spider House is its own region, and it isn't included in Great Bay Coast. So that's why I haven't put Powder Keg on the Great Bay Coast wath.
I would definitely say that knowledge is probably a little more beyond me.
Yeah.
Seems,
We're
is
getting a
this the
swamp shop check.
I was gonna say, is this the first time that we have headed the swamp?
No, it's not. And it's garbage. Tracker mark, for thank you. So, happy 1 hour, everybody. Welcome in. For anyone who joined us a little bit late, this is the Majora's Mask Randomizer Mystery Tournament Season 2, Round 2, Game 2, race between PixelShake and Xandervile. I am Shenanbird, I'm your restreamer and seed roller, and one of your commentators for this race. In the commentary booth, I have with me Philosophy. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you to Special K and Tomatok for tracking in the tracker cages. I just want to give a massive shout out to all of the volunteers with me for this very EU-friendly race. Almost the whole volunteer team is based in America, so that's quite funny. We're all from North America. I don't live in North America anymore, but yeah. For an EU-friendly race and having not many EU people in it, I'm impressed. Thank you guys for giving up your time and potentially sleep to get this race on. Yeah.
I was gonna say, someone's gotta be up for the degen hours, and that's usually me.
See, you call it degen hours, and I'm like, bro, it started at 9 a.m. for me, so...
It is... What time is it for me? Hold on. Ugh. My desktop time is not working. It is probably 5 a.m. for me.
To be fair, you're excused, because you came from work, so...
That is true.
You were already awake.
Yeah, I really didn't have that much of an excuse.
And to be fair, Tom did a race not too long ago, just a few hours ago, so... Much appreciated.
I was gonna ask, who is up in this race? Is it Pixel or
It's Shake.
Xander? Shake?
It is Shake. Shake is up 1-0. So, if Shake wins this race, Xander will be knocked out of the tournament. If Xander wins this race, it will go on to Game 3. And based on what I have seen so far, I'd quite say Xander is in the lead. What's with you and rolling jet seeds? How do you... How? I guess there has to be balance, though. Like, one of us has to roll terrible seeds, and one of us has to roll jet seeds. Oh, Shake, no! F for
Definitely
Shake.
rest in peace.
Yeah. That sure looked like a hug. Yep. Getting some Parts Fortress checks. I don't know if that was obvious or anything based on the fact that Xander was in Parts Fortress, but I thought I would just announce this. Drinking the special milk.
They definitely blew through interior. Well, they could skip in. Well, they can't get into interior without Goron Mask, actually. I almost thought that I blinked and missed their whole interior run.
Yeah, no, they're not doing the normal routing. Where did Zora happen? Oh, Labfish. You're literally about to see it on Shake's side. So, yep, so we got dungeon pots in Pirates Fortress. So if you didn't discover it in Ocean Spider House, you discovered it in Pirates Fortress. Yeah, Xander just went about this in a funny way, I think. Because you don't need Goron to logically do any of Pirates Fortress interior, only for sewers.
That is
It's just
true.
faster with Goron.
And it means that you don't have to come back for it either. You can get it done in one run and be done.
Yeah, that was a nice sword recoil from Xander. Oh, nut. PFI is looking pretty disappointing.
Definitely not a WAF location, but we could be surprised.
Yep. I mean, look at Gorman Bros, right? I don't know if I explained that to you. So, the milk purchase on Gorman Bros was Garo Mask, which is French vanilla, obviously, because the vanilla Garo Mask is on the race. And then the race had magic. Hey, look, a room key.
Room key can definitely set something apart unless we got the hint that was dead.
Hmm. You can do it, Xander. You can do it. Do it. Yes, Queen. Let's go. Nice.
It's a very impressive jump. Sometimes you can clip yourself on the edge there and just, oh, there you go, slide down.
Go for a nice slide.
I'm definitely curious to see if Pixel will go back to Gorman Bros to get Epona check.
The problem is when you get late Epona, the chances of you doing Gorman Bros as not a last location is kinda yikes. Because... Oh look, a shield! Wow. Bombs. So, because in certain settings like scrubs and standard, you start with Epona. It's a sphere 0 to do the Gorman Bros race. But when you're in a situation like this, when you get Epona so late, it lowers the priority list for Gorman Bros. But here's the thing, Epona is Way of the Hero. So, Epona could be Way of the Hero simply just for East and West logic, for access, which is most likely the case. However, Gorman Bros just happen to have magic as well, which means you should really check all Epona lock checks. So you check cows, which we've checked, Gorman Bros race, which had magic. However, Shake could get bailed out. Shake could find another magic, by all means. But it could be our first logical magic is locked behind Waff Epona. It is very, very possible. So we'll just see if Shake does get bailed out, or whether they are just gonna have to last location magic. That's the position that Shake is in right now.
Which could be a very rough situation.
Exactly.
As we have definitely seen time and time again when it comes down to, like, last locations like that.
Yep. But I'd probably say Xander is quite... I'd say they're definitely leveling out the playing field right now. Seeing as they've pretty much got the same items. The only issue is that Shake is definitely behind. As they're only just doing PF now. But I'd definitely say they're on par with each other. The only difference is that Xander's got the extra checks behind PF. So we'll see.
So, Pixel is basically just trailing behind. Depending on how fast that they can clear it, what would you say?
Yeah.
20 minutes or so?
Yeah. And yes, Yosha, I definitely am saying right now the dream of Ooh! The dream of Game 3 is still very alive. That Deku mask is huge. And it's bigger than just, oh my god, we got Deku mask, we could do Woodfall. It's bigger than that, because Song Sanity is off. So, that opens up a song check.
I'm assuming we have not been hinted what Monkey is.
Nope. We have not a clue. But we know that Goron Village is foolish except song. We know Woodfall Temple is foolish except song. I know we can't. But in the majority of the time in mystery settings, Song Sanity is on. But in this position, right, Deku is more than just Woodfall. Deku actually has a song locked behind it in our situation. Large quiver. So basically seeing that Deku, you're like, I could get a song. And we know that Deku Palace isn't foolish except song for any reason, so that means that that song is probably required. So, my bet is it could be Oath, it could be Sonata, it could be Allergy. Could be Goron's Lullaby.
I feel like getting Elegy this early would be very interesting.
I think it'd be painful. Now here's the thing. Xander did not have arrows, so Xander could not check- Ooh, Fierce Deity. Oh, do we have Big Man? Xander, please check Fierce Deity. Is Fierce Deity on? Because that could affect the logic.
He's definitely gonna keep us in suspense.
Fierce Deity anywhere is on! We got Big Man.
Which would definitely make ice arrows not required this time around.
Yep. Shake got bailed out by the magic. Xander couldn't pick up that magic because Xander did not have any arrows. So now Shake doesn't have to do Gorman Race anymore.
So he's definitely he's saved from his last check, so he's almost on par.
So Epona did lock magic, both magics. But that does mean that, you know, Epona was not worth for magic at all because, well, I mean it could be. But either way, you could have got magic in multiple locations. Yes. Positive. So, Shake hasn't done Gorman Bros. And the only reason why Xander didn't do the second magic is because they didn't have any arrows to do the second magic, and the pots that you usually get arrows from to do the hookshot chest were randomized. So there was no arrows in them. So he just went, whatever. So they might go back and check later and be like, okay, I'm, you know, last locationing. They've probably got that chest in the back of their mind. But the chances of them going back and checking is very slim. They would have to be super desperate and looking for something if they were to go back for that chest. But yep, Shake got bailed out by the bees. I can't do it as well as Captain, but...
I could give my best impression, but I don't think it would be very great.
So we are getting a Deku Palace now. Ah, Bean Daddy. Nothing. He gives us some pocket money. And some pocket beans. Yeah, I absolutely agree with Yosha. With what Yosha is saying here, so neither runner likely to pick up their magic orphans. Correct. They would have to be in a desperate situation where they're last locationing something in order to go back and do those checks. Gorman Bros race is so easy to orphan if you get a late opponent.
And I just saw the hint for Goron race being dead.
Yep. Let's see. Magic Jaws, that's a notebook entry. Wait, what is under scene? That's true.
He thinks
Captains.
something's important.
That's huge. Oh no, Captains is dead. Never mind. Kind of Graveyard's foolish. Fully foolish, too. So, that Captains is major bait.
We will see no damp aid digging this time.
We will see no... We'll see nothing. Ooh, hello! Nice arrows.
Almost makes up for Pixel not having a big man.
Well, I assume that Shake's about to go pick up FD. Only because... Well, you go to hold, you check Evan. You always check Evan. Hey, look, Sonata! It was vanilla. What's with us getting nearly vanilla checks? What is with this? Is this even rando?
I was about to say that. Is this
I mean, even Zoramask was
rando?
French vanilla. Because it was on Lapfish, which is like a little bit off from Mikau. Pohut in Logic. Yup. I mean, FD puts Pohut in Logic too. Because you could just climb Akana with FD.
Is Pohut an always hint, or is that a sometimes hint?
I don't think it's either. It might be a sometimes, but I don't know. I haven't seen all of the sometimes hints, so I don't know if Pohut's on the list. I know it has been in previous tournaments. Oh, isn't it? I thought it was. I need the full list of what is in logic with FD in these settings, because FD can affect logic. But I guess because ice hours were so free, it doesn't matter if you... Not in logic, that would need the iceless encounter trick. Separate trick for ice. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I believe you.
I'm really shocked that when Xander went west, they didn't check like. It doesn't really matter for Xander. They don't really need the ice arrows because of FD. I know Xander's quite experienced in mystery. It's basically the only settings that they run. So it's like their main thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are fully able to do all FD skips. They probably won't care less about ice arrows at this point, because you can use FD to skip the one thing in Great Bay Temple, the waterfall in the main chamber. You can use FD to skip that, so...
Which that can also lead you to just jumping across to the boss door, but we don't know if boss keys are on or not.
Yep. That would suck. You have FD anywhere, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, okay, cool. You've got all the ability to just skip all of GBT because of FD. And then the game's like, go find your boss key. And you know what's funny? Woodfall Temple, Foolish Except Song. Are we gonna have another Schrodinger's temple where the boss key is gonna be in Woodfall?
Oh, that would be that would be rough for the runners.
That'd be hilarious. Because Woodfall can indeed be foolish, even if it has a boss key in it. So, yikes. So we are going to find out what the Blue Boss Swap song is. My guess? It's maybe Oath?
I'd say it's highly likely Oath.
It could be... It can't even be New Wave Bossa Nova. I forgot, because here's the thing. Ooh, small keys are on. Small keys are on. I see a small key there. Anyway. It's small key sanity. Because boss door doesn't have a lock on it. So small keys are on, boss keys are off. So, we do have full access to GBT here. Logically, we've got Zora, we've got Ice, we've got Fires. That's all we really need. So my guess is it might be Oath.
Xander definitely taking the flashy way to defeat Odawa.
I'm not gonna say it. I was just gonna say, like, did Odawa just drop nuts when he died? What song was that? Elegy? Hey, there's Elegy. Some Blue Boss Swap. Adol who? Adolwa's Beyblade phase is peak entertainment, honestly. I forgot how many checks GBT has when you have Red Zone. I mean, Stone Tower Temple's worse, but... Princess!
At this
so
point,
yes,
it would
sanity is definitely off.
Yeah.
Kind of rude if someone dropped nuts. Yeah. It's not stopped me before, but, you know. To be fair, when Bomb Granny was saved earlier, I didn't get to make my sack on these nuts joke, so, I mean, I had to make a nuts joke somewhere. Now, are we gonna see the FD skip here? Because I doubt it, because you have ice arrows. It's just so much effort to do it with FD here. Yeah, I didn't think so.
It would just be quicker, unless you want the practice to do the jump.
Yeah, but is it really time to practice when you're in a race?
Could be. Depends on if you can hit it in the first few tries.
Yeah. Cool, so we do have some reds in this room. Is that a blue potion? I think it is. It's very blue. It's too blue to be a bomb. Hey, look, well access. We do have well fairies turned on, so...
So well fairies could be something very important. Well, almost, unless it's lights.
Yeah, I mean, I know Shake's experience with, like, glitch logic and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see some funky FD skipping with Shake. Is that fish above the water? Oh, it was. We're getting a butler race. Not butler race itself, but the rupees. That's a purple rupee up there.
That is true, there are quite a few rupees in Butler Race.
Yep.
I do have to like seeing Great Bay getting done a bit early. I'm assuming
Yeah.
fairies aren't on. I think we established that, didn't we?
Yeah. You could tell from the Clocktown Stray Fairy. What is that? Is that Gibdo? Ew. That's interesting though. I wouldn't be surprised if Xander now pushed well fairies.
I'd definitely check well, especially you have all the
I'm really
makings
surprised
for
that
it.
Xander bailed though, because there's still the rest of Butler rupees. I swear there's still checks to be done. But each to their own, I guess. Butler was unhinted, so like the items specifically. Oh, it's all greens. Oh, okay. Thought there was at least one blue somewhere. Oh well, never mind. Too early in the morning, and I can actually say that. So most commentaries, I'll say it's too early, but it's like 6 p.m. and I'm like, bro, it's like 10:42.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely blanked on that. I was grabbing coffee.
Yep.
We are definitely pushing Icona. I'm sure we'll see well at some point.
I assume that's the push that Xander's going for. Because we have well fairies on. That's a few checks. So...
Did we get the hint for well fairies?
It's not the hint, it's because we've got butterflies.
Oh, butterflies. Okay, I didn't realize
Butterflies and
meant
well fairies are a combined setting.
I mean, they do live in the well, so I would assume that they're kind of poor.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you for the confirmation there. You sure? Another notebook entry. Yeah, nailed it. Putting notebook entries in small gilded chests is painful.
It just makes you a little too excited just to get disappointed.
Yeah.
Now, Xander hit that pot. I'm assuming that would be considered a dungeon pot then?
I don't know if the ones in Castle Courtyard count, but the ones in a kind of castle would. Swamp Archery 1 is dead. Wow. Such a late hint when both runners have already done it.
I was gonna say, I saw Xander did it, but not see Pixel.
Yeah, Shake did it quite early.
I don't think there's only so much that we can do in Icona Castle, because we have Keg, but we do not have Mirror Shield.
Yep. So, we only need 2 songs. One of them is Goron Lullaby, one of them's Oath. We would only need Mirror Shield if either Keg Song or Goron Baby are dead. We know that either Storms or Healing is on Captains. Gotcha, thank you, sure. So yeah, Mirror Shield is... The chances of Mirror Shield being dead are pretty high. But obviously there's still a chance. We just need Goron to find out whether or not that's the case.
I was gonna say, because wouldn't it be safe to assume that Egos could have Goron Lullaby?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, yeah, so Egos could have Goron Lullaby. But obviously Keg can't have Goron Lullaby. I mean, Keg could have Oath.
Where could Keg have Oath at?
Oh, Oath. As in, the only option is Keg either has Oath or it has Healing / Storms.
Oh, now I get you, I got you.
Yeah. But, yeah. I mean, Keg could also have Goron's Lullaby. But obviously that means it's Goron locked. Which it already was anyway. So yeah, it's... There's a lot going on. So hopefully those last 2 checks just have Goron's Lullaby and Oath. And then we don't need Mirror Shield.
And if we did, I would assume this would turn into a casino for it.
Yeah, absolutely. But it could also be a lights casino as well. Because we still don't have light arrows. This is your seed? I know. We need Mirror Shield, yeah. It'd be too nice if I didn't give them Mirror Shield, right? So it looks like we are getting well fairies. Which is a rare sight.
I think this is the first time that we have seen well in the, at least for me, in the settings.
I've seen well before, but I've never seen well fairies.
Well, here's hoping that well fairies are something interesting.
Yep. Also, well is classed as a dungeon, so pots in here as well.
So it'd be safe to assume that both runners should definitely head to well at some point.
Yep. Yeah, having no Goron mask for GBT is really rough. there's a lot of vanilla playing. Because you can't just void.
So far, nothing too special and well.
Yep, but we're about to see. Here, have some bugs. What we got?
Imagine being a mummy and your last wish is to get some bugs.
Mask. Stone mask. Well, shit. Well, the well wasn't shit, but you know what I mean. Okay, so that's huge for Xander. That is huge. That could be go mode for Xander. Well, no mode.
Almost. I would say that puts him in a considerable lead.
Where was Gibdo again? Butler race. Here's the thing, right? Right, hear me out. Right, I gotta put this into perspective here. So, if Goron leads to Goron's Lullaby and Oath to Order, based on the 2 songs that we have available, which are in North, because Goron Village is dead, so all you're going is for the song, right? So, if you have Oath and Goron Lullaby locked behind Goron, you don't need lights to oh wait, you need lights to finish Stone Tower Temple. We don't have dungeon entrance here. So all we need is lights. Theoretically.
And then we should be good, because if I remember correctly, you said healing and storms were dead.
One of them is definitely dead. So Arcana Graveyard is probably vanilla for storms. However, Goron Village is Foolish Except Song, therefore, healing could still be on Baby. We do have Great Big Host Wath, which could be Mikau. We have Darmani, and yeah.
Yosher, have you done the remote hook hover? Because it's a very fun trick to do. Very easy.
Very illegal in race settings. Just throwing that out there. Just the remote hook into ISTT makes my heart hurt.
I've had to done it twice for no logic, and just never again. I will not. I have to ask, would the other trick for inverting Stone Tower be illegal, where you roll into the little lever and then shoot the arrow?
It's only illegal if you don't have the actual logical access. Because most of these tricks take more time than it would to just do the thing vanilla. So, for an example, like Yosher said, you can do remote hook into ISTT if you have light arrows. Because you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because it takes so much longer to do remote hook than it does just to do light arrows getting into ISTT. And that's on you.
That is true. I'd be interested to see if someone's done it for the disadvantage, not the advantage.
So, in one of Shake's first races of Mystery, Zegs had required Oath to Order, I want to say. And they got all of the eggs, and then decided to equip swap the last egg. Even though they had all the eggs in their inventory, he just equip swapped. Which was much more time consuming than just putting the eggs in. to be honest. Hey, look, Oath to Order.
It was.
What is what?
It was the oath order. Baby had an oath order.
Yeah. So now we just need to check if Romani's song has Grand Lullaby. If that's the case, then we're in a lights casino then. We still might need Mirror Shield for healing, and the only reason why I say that is because Great Big Coast is Wath. And you want to kind of full clear your regions. But the chances of lights being on Mikau when Hook was already fulfilling the Wath is really slim.
But definitely not 0.
Did I say full clear my foolish? Yeah, Axel, go full clear your foolishes.
You never know, you could get a boss key if you have them randomized.
True. To be fair, when I play Zelda Multi-Worlds, I always full clear my foolishes, usually because I get bored waiting for other people. Hook was in Ranch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's always a slim chance that there might be another item in a Wath location. But the chances of both of those items being required is really slim. So, yes, we can go off the fact that Hookshot and Zoromask were the Waths for those 2 locations. Yeah, it's too early in the morning. Swamp Spider House items is Wath. Finds 5 items. Yeah. What is the Wath? You have to think... in a situation like that, especially in a multi-world, for example, if you get Swamp Spider House, Way of the Hero, and you get 5 items in there, there's usually a mental priority list that you kind of pull up, right? So say you get like 2 deeds, a bottle, a shield, and a hookshot, and a sword, right? My first thought is the sword is the Wath. Because you look at how important it is, and if it's the person's first sword, the chances are that's probably the Wath. But you kind of go down that priority list. If, for example, the deed that you got is for a person's Way of the Hero location, that can go up the priority list a little bit. And the same sort of applies to just racing seeds. Say you do get Ocean Spider House Way of the Hero, you kind of gotta look at the priority list if you get more than 1 item, and it applies to most Wath regions. So say you get like Hookshot, and you get a deed. Your first thought is Hookshot's the Wath. The deed might just be a what's the word? Collateral damage. Does that make sense?
It does. I would definitely think that Hookshot would be more worthwhile than doing just a single deed.
Yeah.
But I guess it depends on what items I have at that. If I have any of the transformation masks.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You still do that deed anyway. Just because why not?
It could always be something important.
Yeah.
But I guess it just depends on how you want to route.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you have the ability to full clear Wasps, then you absolutely do that. Woo! That was Golden Lullaby. We don't need Mirror Shield. Yet. So we are in Lights Casino. Let me just put a bet out. Give me a second. I'm just gonna put...
I don't think I've seen it, but I always thought Garo Master gave you Light's Hint, or is that turned off in this?
What?
I always thought Garo Master gave the lights hint.
I don't know, actually.
I would say that's something I assumed, but I can always be wrong.
I mean, it would make sense for the Garo Master to give the light arrow hint.
You do have a point, Yosher. It could be that his hint could also be randomized.
Okay, so we've got a bet open, type exclamation mark bet, and then space, and then whatever you want to bet where you think the light arrows are. Your foolish regions are Akana Graveyard, Woodfall Temple, and Goron Village. Seahorses, Fisherman's, Butler, Goron Ranch Defense, and Boat Archery are also dead. Wow. Are you guys playing Dumb and Dumber right now? Vanilla light arrows, that's spicy. Hate to see it. So, I know obviously Hookshot's the Warth. But what are the chances that Hook is in Snowhead Temple because Goron's Lullaby was Warth? In a Warth location specifically.
That would be very interesting.
I just told you that Goron Village was foolish, and you still bet Goron Village.
Listen, you never... In my mind, it's like, it could be.
This isn't no logic. Blue Rupee 6. You're sure
You're
getting
not wrong,
really
Axel.
specific here. Yeah, philosophy themselves is foolish, so... Yeah, you hear that? You've been called a foolish region.
It would take a fool to know a fool.
Haha, got him!
At this point, I'm just happy to gamba.
Yeah. Right, this chest that Xander's doing, it's chest fairy, right? Or is it a key?
I think... Which one were you referring to?
That lava chest in Snowhead.
What is it? Vanilla, or what do you grab?
Like,
Or they grab?
in vanilla, is it a chest fairy? Or is it a key?
I want to say it's a chest fairy.
Yeah.
I want to say it's a chest fairy too. Being a chest fairy, thank you. Okay, because I've been racing scrubs recently, and 50% of the time I check that chest because I can never remember if it's a fairy or a key. And then the other times I'm like panicking. I'd be like fighting Gots, and I'm like, I didn't do the chest this time. Is it gonna cost me? Shields are not progressive, no. But there's multiple hero shields in the pool because of shops. It's dead in scrubs, thank you. I'm free. The curse is over. Yes, there's no progressive shields in these races, so if you pick up a shield, it's one of the ones from one of the shops. Finally, I'm free from that curse. I can never think about that chest ever again. Freedom.
It's definitely a missable chest, especially when you have like the foreboding nature of doing Snowhead.
But it's also free and takes like barely any time to do, just in case you end up, you know, vibing. Did you get that chest in the multi-world? I always get that chest in the multi-world. Here we go. Is this the first time we're checking Transform Clocktown Fairy? I just realized.
I would assume so, but I didn't want to
I'm also
assume.
blind, so... All these small chests are just bait. Oh! Never mind. That was actually a worthwhile chest!
We got ocean from it. How much do you think the title deeds go for? Because it seems like these scrubs aren't really giving them out for free.
Is ocean in a dead area, though? No. Iconic Canyon is not foolish. $3.50. How much do you think that is in
And
Zelda
rupees?
currency? Yeah. My brain died. Can you tell? Could you hear it powering down then? Also,
You
have we
and me.
confirmed snowballs are off?
Can we assume snowballs are off?
I don't know.
I wouldn't assume. I didn't really see Xander pick up any.
Because... I don't know, I haven't really been paying attention that much. Don't judge me. When did we get a second wallet? How much does a bottle of milk cost in rupees? 50. That's just a regular bottle of milk, and then the special milk costs 200. Axel should probably sleep. I should probably sleep. But yes, you should probably sleep. No, your bottle! The bird stole your bottle! Oh no!
What a thief.
I know.
Could have been worse. Could have stole the sword.
True. I mean, at least we have GFS and Big Man anyway. So even if you lose your sword, you're like, oh no. What a shame.
It'd be really funny to lose the sword with random prices, and then it's like double
500
wallet locks.
Oh no, yeah, Shake's going for the bailout magic. Oh no, anyway. Xander doing a nice zoning save there, so when they void, they'll just go straight back up to the door. That's really nice, actually. Beautiful. Just beautiful.
I'm horrible at doing that, so I'll hop down there, and then I'll just be like, well, gotta climb up again, normally.
Yep. And this is why you learn pixel shot, so you can just climb back up again. Shake needs to go to the well. You probably shouldn't laugh anymore. Yeah, probably. Aww. Shake needs to do a lot of things.
Yes, at this point, Shake is considerably behind. Especially no Gibdo, so Shake couldn't even get down the well to do it.
Shake needs to get a wiggle on, as they say. Did Shake beat Gaio? Yes. Boop. He needs to shake a leg. Wow. These puns are terrible. I'm sure Shake would appreciate them.
He definitely appreciates them in spirit.
Yeah. Well, oh. Wow. Shake it like a pick-the-box picture. I love that. It's on his tracker. He has Gyrox's remains lit up.
Yes, the fish has been filleted.
Yeah. The fish has been turned into sushi.
I don't know, the way Georg looks, I don't think it would be very tasty.
No. Yeah, I think we all missed it entirely because I think we're focusing on Xander doing songs. Okay, we are getting a got fight. Time for got to get got. Getting a nice path to Snowhead skip here. Nice. Pretty clean.
Almost slipping off.
That's just the way. I wonder if, okay, so that's a fairy in a bottle. All these fairies in a bottle should be pushing Shake to go to the well. Go do Woodfall. Well, it's probably making him think of the well, at least.
But I would assume Shake kind of figures that they don't have the required items for well.
Yeah. A harsh bite in terms of flavor. Well, he's a mechanical fish, isn't he, Gyog? So you can imagine it's quite crunchy. Yeah. But I mean, even then, is Woodfall Temple Foolish except song? So pushing that song knowledge. Oh, he's already got the song knowledge because of. Completing GB2. Speaking of, he's got Elegy lit up as well. But with these freestanding rupees, you gotta think about the race.
Yeah, because even if Woodfall is foolish, not every check in Swamp is foolish.
What's hardlocked by Goron? Goron, Lullaby, and Oath to Order. And probably... Well, I mean, at this point we're looking for lights. Might have nothing to do with... Unless lights are here, where Xander's going. Nope. But yeah, Goron's locking Oath to Order. And obviously Snowhead completion. We're getting a Smithy 1. I think we might have had Smithy 2, I'm not sure though. I didn't see what that was.
I definitely haven't seen it. I think Pixel sold their gold dust, but I don't think Xander has done anything with the gold dust yet.
Yeah. This is mystery, you're sure, and it's a Shanseed, so you expect anything less? Imagine a foolish dungeon leading to progression. Not the first time it's happened in this tournament, let's be real.
And having the full clear a foolish dungeon as well.
Yep. Probably not, no. Because it's on Butler items and not on Butler race specifically, it won't be hinted. The only time it would have been hinted if Butler race was Way of the Hero. Like, Butler race items was Way of the Hero. I absolutely agree. Yeah, sure. It is completely understandable if Shake misses out. It's gonna get a point though where Shake is gonna get bottlenecked into doing Woodfall Temple. He's gotta be I assume he's eventually gonna pick up on it.
I would say there's no reason for him not to, and as Yoshi says, Shake could, depending on where Lights is and how long it takes, Shake could bring this back.
Yeah, absolutely. So Light Hours is go mode. Double defense. Nice. What regions have we got left? Canyon. So we've got Pohut, Ocean Tidal Deed, Ocean Tidal Deed Ledge. What else? In West, we've got Pinnacle Rock. Neither of them have done Pinnacle Rock yet. Stone Tower Temple. Yeah, absolutely. The odds of vanilla / French vanilla. So Stone Tower Temple. We're getting a beavers check here. Okay, it's not beavers. What else have we got? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Looks like Xander's going to check those checks now. So they will get their ice arrows. I feel really bad for Shake right now. The only way that Shake can pull this back is if they get light arrows. Because Xander is already 2 temples up that they haven't done. That Shake hasn't done. Ice arrows are not useful. No. Captain's Hat is dead, we know that. At this point, Xander is fully in Casino, and they are 2 temples up from Shake. So Xander is probably going to do GBT next, which will give Shake time to catch up. Main issue being that the 2 temples... Well, I mean, Shake's about to do one of the temples, which will take 2 seconds. But Snowhead, Shake's gonna have to full clear Snowhead, which is going to take a while.
I would argue it even takes longer than doing Snowhead. Or, I mean, Great Bay.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, Shake would immediately have to push well, and immediately push well fairies. Does Shake still have that blue potion, though? That's the question. I don't think so, because I think they've cycled since. They need to remember where that blue potion is. If they remember where that blue potion is, then getting into the well won't be so difficult. Room key. Ew. They'd have to have cycled by now? I absolutely agree. So, they'd have to remember where that blue potion is. Because it's the only blue potion we've seen. Right, what is Xander doing now? Pinnacle Rock, I'm guessing? Exactly. If Shake doesn't remember where that blue potion is, it could be detrimental to their run. Absolutely.
I think I would argue that's a run killer if you don't remember, because there's no hint for it, so...
Yeah. Ooh, Pirates Fortress Sewer! Yes, let's go. Pirates Fortress Sewer is... If you have watched Majora's Mask Randomizer over the last couple of years, you'll know that Pirates Fortress Sewer is a dick. It is an absolute dick. And it will have your key item in it. When you're in a casino, it's probably Pirates Fortress in some way, right? So if it's in sewers, it's Xander's race. If it's not, we just continue on. Oh boy.
I would say, doesn't sewers gain more checks when you have dungeon pots on?
They did most of them already, so you could do the majority of dungeon pots for sewers if you go in backwards. Because the majority of randomized pots are actually on the other side of the gate, so you can pre-check them. And it's logical to do that.
How would you... I never thought to pre-check them, because I thought you just couldn't get in there. Backwards.
You just go through the door, and then you jump down. So you check the pots in the door, and then you jump down, and then you jump down again. And then just before the gate, there's a ladder on your left. You climb up that, and there's a pot there too. And then you've done all of the pots for sewers, basically.
Oh, I was thinking, my mind shifted the barrels. I was like, how are you gonna get the barrels? But the barrels aren't on.
So just a quick thing. Both of our runners are now going and have now double backed on their magics. So there goes our... They're probably not going to do it because, you know, they won't need to, but now both of our runners are desperate and now they're both ending up with double magic. No more magical orphans, indeed.
They have found loving homes.
Yep, double magic. So. Cool, so. I'm wondering. Wait, why didn't Xander do sewers?
Maybe he thinks that he has already checked sewers, but I don't see the logic in that.
Maybe I forgot. You were literally in Pirates Fortress and I'm gonna go... The chances of Light Arrows being in sewers now is probably higher. Just because this game is evil. Yeah, it was definitely tunnel vision. I agree.
Yeah. And the game likes to put important items that they'll know. It's like the game knows you forget it.
Yeah.
Xander going for the Garo hint.
Be big, because if Shake... I mean, Shake still hasn't done Butler. So... The more he sidesteps and ignores Butler, the chances of Xander getting lights is getting higher. This is going to be an interesting race, I think. I mean, at least we know lights aren't in Shrine, so that's cool.
Yosher is right, he did not pick up the princess at all.
Yeah. That probably means Shake's not confident in finishing on this cycle, most likely. That's my guess, anyway. Okay, so Xander is probably doing GBT now.
Wouldn't say he was bottleless. He had one bottle.
It got stolen by the bird.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the thieving bird.
Yep.
Could you imagine if they had forgot and went to get a blue potion?
Yeah. Maybe that's why he went to buy the bottle back. That does explain a lot, yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean Shake remembers where the blue potion is. Let me just check his tracker one sec. I do not see anything to do with the blue potion. He does have a blue potion marker on his tracker, but he didn't fill it in. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
That I'm not too sure, Special. If single mass Stone Tower Temple climb is on.
Yes. Single mask is pretty much on for every tournament. Yep, true.
No, I don't think Deku Playground had anything too important.
Don't think so. So, I only just realized, happy 2 hours, everybody. Wow, that went fast. This is a race. Just in case you guys didn't know. This is the Majora's Mask Randomizer Mystery Tournament Season 2, Round 2, Game 2, race between PixelShake and Xandervile. We are very intensely into this race. We are currently in a Light Hours casino. I am Shenanbread. I'm your restreamer, seed roller, and one of your commentators for today. In the commentary booth with me, I have Philosophy. Thank you for joining me today. And our two lovely trackers, Tomatalk and Special K. Thank you both for joining as well. There's a lot going on in the seed. We are currently looking for Light Hours. It's a full casino. Our only regions left now are Pirates Fortress Sewer, and a few minor areas. PixelShake is currently missing Gibdo Mask, which leads to Goron in the well, and Shake seems to be doing everything but Butler Race to get the Gibdo Mask, which is fine. It's all good. I would probably say that Xander is by far in the lead. But the chances, of course, Stone Tower Temple and inverted Stone Tower Temple can't have light arrows. Because you need a light arrows to get into inverted Stone Tower Temple. So it's pretty much between sewers and ISTT at this point. Or somewhere stupid. So, what do you think, Philosophy? Where do you think they are?
I would say almost the vanilla location. They could vary with, as much as I would find it funny for them to be in Pirates Fortress. I have like this gut feeling that they could be in Stone Tower.
Yep. Oh, we haven't checked Pohut. That's on the list of odd, silly checks that could have it.
Which, given how many times we had passed Pohut, I'm surprised no one has thought to do it.
Yeah. At least we know they can't be enshrined.
That'd be very interesting. Well, no, because there's no red rupees in Shrine. If there's if greens were on, I would say for
Yeah.
sure.
Are any of the pots outside of the shrine door randomized?
I don't think so, or at least it's something I never ran into. Oh,
That would be the
one.
only reason why a shrine would be. The ones above the shrine door are all greens. And greens aren't shuffled. So... it won't be those. Shrine is completely dead. So it looks like we are getting a stone tower push from Shake.
It's almost like Shake has heard me and was like, maybe he's right. But I don't blame him. Pushing Stone Tower right now would probably be better in the long run, especially getting that owl statue.
Logic. Yeah. It is in logic for him to do it. He's got Zora Mask. So, nothing wrong with pushing Stone Tower Temple. I mean, even with FD, it is also in, it's also in logic. Whee! Whee! Did we get a wart? I don't think Shake did wart. Oh no, he did. I have a vague recollection of him standing by the pots.
Oh yeah. Too bad we will only get one wart fight and not the double wart.
Yeah. Wart everywhere. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You never want to double dip GBT at any point. If you can full clear it, you full clear it. I mean, hey, at least Frog's Shuffle isn't on.
I was just about to ask if we knew frogs were on, but that's kind of sad. We have no frog this seed.
Shake playing the wrong song. Uh-oh. There's a Firebird right next to Shake. That was so close. Because he was playing a Zora, and if that I think someone called it Donovan. Donovan is that specific keys. That bird had hit Zora, he would have waited back to the start.
He was so close to fulfilling his only job.
Yeah. But yeah, we name things in MMR because it's the only way that we can cope. It's our copium, naming things. So like Frank and Harold and Larry.
Guary.
I thought it was Alexander the Great.
That is true. And it's way better.
Clifford. Can't forget about Clifford.
Who's Clifford?
You know the Great Big Coast Ledge?
Yes.
We call it Clifford.
It's a very interesting name for it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was overworld pots, would they be shuffled? I would assume so. Go do Butler! Go do Butler! Go do Butler! Yep. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting a Butler.
So some good routing. He's got something set up for later at least.
Yep, exactly. It will depend on whether Shake remembers where the blue potion is. And yes, he is still down a temple. But providing he gets that blue potion, he'll be able to do Snow. To be honest, what I'm just doing right now is no issue. Because to be fair, they're a temple up. So
They definitely do have some time to play with.
absolutely. Let's see if Shake remembers where the blue potion is. Because the chances of getting bailed out by another blue potion is going to be really slim.
I'd say the only other blue potion that they could get would be Business Scrub, but isn't that one randomized on
Yes, it is.
Icon?
Yeah. Is Xander's second trip to GBT? It is. That's the potion we were talking about, yeah. Yes, this is definitely Xander's second trip.
Oh yeah.
Because,
Then
well, they have Goron.
Wait, if that was Shake's blue potion, then where
did
did
Xander get
Xander
theirs?
find theirs?
Okay, I believe you.
I swear this is Xander's second trip to GBT. Because Yosher, Xander had to have a blue potion in order to go to the well. That's why I'm wholly convinced that... Huh, okay.
I'm sure VOD watchers will remember, and then they'll be like, these commentators.
No. I mean, I've been commentating for years, and I still have a memory of a goldfish, so... It's fine. Shake's doing the whole butler race. Cool. Thank you, Yosher. Grub-a-dub-dub.
We have Goron Race hinted as dead, wasn't it?
Yep. Butler is also dead. Shake's probably just confidently making sure that...
I guess there is no harm in
rupees.
checking it out.
Absolutely.
Getting another intense Georg fight.
Yep. But at least we actually get to remember this one this time.
It always baffles me that a big man's like energy
Oh my God,
beams can shoot through stuff.
There was a blue potion in the shop the whole time. Bruh.
Well, I guess we have figured out where the other one was.
Memory of a goldfish. Who knew it was just that simple? I kind of wished it was just the one in GPT now. That would have been exciting and riveting.
It would have been like fun to like keep thinking about where they could have possibly have gotten a blue potion from. So at this point, depending on how long it takes Xander to find light arrows, Jake has a decent but slim chance of catching up.
Yep. My worry is Shake's gonna immediately go check sewers. It could completely change everything if lights are in sewers at this point. Although it'd be hilarious if it was on like Bank 3. I mean, don't forget, Shake hasn't done Snowhead Temple yet.
Oh, so it can't be on Bank 3 if it's dead.
Yeah. Xander definitely did jump out the well as soon as they got Goron.
Are there any other worthwhile chat? Well, besides...
Ooh. That's like... Ew. So... I think Shake has two options. I think Shake will probably push Snowhead before pushing Sewers.
Oh, with definitely getting Goron Mass? Yeah, we're pushing something.
Yep. Okay, so... Shake... Wait, what day is Shake on? 2. So he'll have to cycle to get Lullaby anyway. But he's probably hoping that Lullaby is on Baby, which it isn't. It is Oath to Order.
That is right, and maybe he'll push the Sewers in the meantime.
Got the lily pad too.
Very good. The Biobaba RNG.
Wowie. Both runners got lily pad first try. That's... I know, definitely a rigged lily pad. I'm gonna bring that up in the interview and be like, guess what, you both got lily pad. Biobaba. First try.
Lily pad is like the paid seed actor.
Yeah, it's the paid DLC. Yep, Shake was definitely hoping that was Lullaby. Was immediately going to push Romani's song.
Would say it's almost a blessed seed.
Yes, so at this point... So at this point, if Shake pushes Snowhead Temple now, Xander still has a chance. But they need to go push Sewers. I'm betting at least 1 penny the lights are in Sewers.
At this point, since both runners are actively avoiding Sewers, it very well could be.
Yeah. Because your options are Stone Tower Temple or Sewers. Okay, I'll take you up on your bet. Who is ahead? Depending on where Shake goes after getting this song, currently it's Xander. Because Shake hasn't done Snowhead Temple yet, whereas Xander has. Xander is simply getting bottlenecked down to lights. Specifically, I'd say Xander has 3 options. Right side well, because Xander did all of left side well. Pirates Fortress Sewers, and Stone Tower Temple. Yeah, so with Xander having a dungeon advantage, they know that Snowhead has absolutely nothing behind it. Temple's dead. So it's basically a 33% chance. It's either in the well, it's in Sewers, or it's in Stone Tower Temple.
It'd be rough for the runners that have to go back to well, but I didn't consider the possibility for well again.
I mean, there's also Mirror Shield chest in the well as well.
That is true. maybe both. Well, it wouldn't make sense to bank on getting lights and going through it in reverse. You wouldn't be able to.
Have we had a dog race yet?
I don't think we have seen dog race.
Yeah, so Xander is currently doing checks that Shake has already done. So Xander has until Shake finishes Snowhead to find those layers. It's gonna be really, really tight. Mask of Truth was on All Night's mask purchase. Cool. I think Xander's the only one with the Giant's wallet. So Xander could theoretically purchase that. Yep. I feel so bad that Xander autopiloted when they went back for the second magic in Pirate's Fortress Interior. Because they didn't do sewers. I don't think they even triggered the sewer switch either.
They have not, or at least from what I've seen. Which is really rough, because I don't know about anyone else, but if I can full clear Pirate's Fortress, I will.
Yeah. You absolutely do it. If you have the opportunity to full clear Pirate's Fortress, you do it. Sure. Oh, they did flip the switch. Okay. What day are they on? Because if they haven't cycled since then, they still have the opportunity to go back. Because it's more time consuming to flip the switch, cycle, and then have to flip the switch again. The moment... Yeah, I agree. I mean, if they flipped the switch and the sword out, it was definitely autopilot.
I would definitely hope that they don't think that they have finished it.
Oh no! Xander went and picked up the gold dust, but didn't empty their bottles. Yikes.
That's definitely rough.
Yeah, thankfully it's... I mean, they could go to Swamp, it's cheaper to get it in Swamp, but when you have the Giant's wallet, it doesn't really matter.
I guess that tingle would be the quicker tingle.
Hmm. Here we go again.
Back to Mountain Village, which I don't think we have seen gold dust reward yet, so...
I'm not 100% sure. Okay. And is it? It depends if you mean endgame. I'd say the Xander's in a pretty good position being on day 2. Please go to sewers. Please go to sewers. Go to sewers. Yes, let's go.
He gave Stone Tower Temple, I thought.
He was just like, do I wanna? Wait, we haven't done Pinnacle Rock either.
That is true. We know seahorses are dead, but those 2 chests could be very important.
You don't want to be a Pinnacle Rock skipper in this situation. Whee! Mikau showing off his sick flips.
I'm not gonna lie, if I can skip Pinnacle Rock, I usually will.
If you have Zora and you're going to Pirate's Fortress, you may as well do Pinnacle Rock on the way. Pinnacle Rock used to be a burden when Underwater Ocarina didn't exist, right? Come on, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. It is time. Potentially.
This could be the difference between go mode and not go mode.
Here we go.
Doing
Everyone's just
sewers
watching
the long
intensely.
way. I am too. I'm like leaned over and punched.
Yeah, same. Shrimp mode activate. Notebook entry. Oh! That's
Easy
nice.
chateau.
I mean, that's nice, especially if this is Xander's final cycle. Not that we really need infinite magic when we have double magic and FD, but it's always nice to have. Oh, sorry. Well, I was just trying to stop people from betting last second. Come on. Silver rupee. It wasn't in sewers. Oh wait, there's 2 pots in there, in the cage. There's still hope! Oh my god, what if light arrows are in ocean spells?
Oh, the one, yeah, that one pot he didn't defeat.
Yeah.
That would be rough.
Bruh. Okay. Go to Stone Tower Temple! Go, 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 go! Stone Tower Temple! Where are you going? Oh, Pinnacle Rock. Yeah. Okay. Pinnacle Rock, the Stone Tower Temple!
It is
Yeah,
coming
it's,
up for 7
for-
a.m. for me.
For Xander and myself, it's 11:52 right now.
It's basically lunchtime for you guys.
Yep. We started at 9 a.m. for us, so... It's the issue, right? So, Australians can usually organize a race with Americans pretty well. But in Australia, trying to organize a race with a European? My god. So that's how this time came up, because Shake is based in, I believe it's Australia East, AEST, and Xander is in Britain. So the organization of this race was kind of squeaky. But yeah, most Europeans cannot commentate. Oh, sorry. Okay, while we wait. Most Europeans can't commentate at the moment because it's like 1 a.m. for all races. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Big chest, big chest, big chest. Light arrows. Light arrows. Aww. Frog.
Yeah, frog mask.
Geforged.
We got baited by frog mask.
Actually, to be fair, Shake actually asked me to make a terrible seed today, so... Shake was like, make this a good one, please. So, here we are. Yes, it is our first Pinnacle Rock. Yep. Yep.
Definitely putting a lot of brain power into this seed.
You have a brain?
Sometimes.
No way we're getting a frog check right now.
I wouldn't say that's out of the realm of possibility.
Oh, LTK. Oh, cafe meetings. Oh god. This would suck if it's cafe meetings. Bonk.
We all know cafe isn't real.
Yeah, cafe isn't real. He can't hurt you.
I kind of like how he's just wearing a bomb for a mask.
Yeah. He's like, what can I say? I got an explosive personality. Wow. Andrew's like, yeah, Cafe, you're the bomb. Oh no, we're not starting with these terrible puns again, are we? Bean.
I'm all for it. Because most of them can't bomb.
So that's where he's been. No, Yoshi, you must stay here and indulge in our jokes. That's where he's been. I love it.
Well, no, Yoshi, would you want to sleep on such a bombastic seed? Xander is saving, but I'm really not sure why.
Save scumming, letter to mama, postman delivery, notebook meeting.
I didn't realize those were allowed.
Yeah, you can save scum. Madam Aroma delivery as well, probably. Fully awake on the edge of your seat. I'm glad. Yeah, I definitely think it's the notebook checks.
I'm the best.
Okay.
Aroma is dead. I mean, she's alive, but her check is dead.
Yeah. Where's Goron? Goron was in the well. Okay, so we're getting postman now. Now we know that the postman hat itself is dead. Because it's just a notebook entry. Yep, absolutely. Now we're at the point of the race where both runners have caught up to each other. Yeah, that's fine, I got it. So, both of our runners are currently in the same position. So it's just who gets lights first.
Whoever wins the casino definitely will win the seed.
Yep. I can see that, Dino Nuggies. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Whee! This is indeed.
I would
did
say...
Xander check these butterflies? I assume they did.
I know Xander did.
Okay, good.
Or at least I think He did. I don't know if he checked all of them, but I don't know if you need to check all of them.
There's 2 different patches of butterflies. Yeah, Shake does have the advantage that they could go straight to Stone Tower. I think this race is going to be really close.
Especially if Shake decides to go to Stone Tower, which I would hope that they would have kind of an inkling to do that,
Yeah.
because I feel like at this point I would want to at least do Stone Tower just to get it out of the way.
I feel like the only reason why Shake wouldn't go straight to Stone Tower is because they're going to go push sewers. Because it would be better to do sewers and Pinnacle Rock first, then Stone Tower, because if they find light arrows, for an example, then they could just full clear Stone Tower Temple. They don't have to go back. Or
That
double
is
dip.
true.
Because, I mean, you don't need ice arrows for normal stone, light arrows for a normal Stone Tower. You can just go around, but that's more time consuming. And plus then, if you have light arrows, you don't need to do normal Stone Tower at all. So there's probably the chance that true Stone Tower Temple. I mean, Pirates, Pinnacle Rock and Sewers is also a good time burn too, though.
I'm the best.
Andrew just needs to go east. There's probably a check that we're all missing, and we're like, that's probably where it is. Wait, here we go. Notebook entry, bundle of arrows. Okay.
Now that you mentioned the one pot that he missed, I have like a fear that it's that pot.
I'm waiting for it to be on Shiro, because Shiro's also notebook entry. But of course we don't have...
I was gonna say, do we even
Lens.
have lens?
No, we don't.
And with no lens and a lens and a light arrow casino.
Oh, that would be gross. It's possible though, that is really possible. We could go through Fetch Quest Hell to get those lights. Because we still, like, there's still Bremen Mask. There's still Dog Race. Dog Race can have lights. Because Mask of Truth is on All Night's Mask purchase, and we know where the second, well, we've obtained a second wallet. Do I remember where it is? No.
I don't even remember where we even found that, found the wallet.
Nope. And Ranch is Way of the Hero, correct? So it could be we go to Stone Tower Temple, we get Bremen Mask, and then that's our light arrows. Ooh, we get Right Side Well. Why are we doing front right side when you can just go via Mirror Shield chest? It would be quicker just to do Mirror Shield chest and go backwards. But there are some pots, but even then, there's no real reason to do forward right side well. Oh yeah, no lights. Yeah. Funny that. You need light arrows to do that. Listen, it's still too early. Coffee isn't kicking in enough. I hope you guys are enjoying the race today. This has definitely been a spicy meatball. Yep, so Shake doing Sewers and probably Pinnacle Rock afterwards. Still giving Xander time. Wait, did Xander never check Kume? Huh, funny.
I was gonna say, we've seen most of Swamp, but I don't think we have really done anything in Lost Woods.
I mean, I absolutely agree, Yosha, but at the same time, as long as you've got Goron and Zora, then Stone Tower Temple isn't as isn't as dreadful as it may seem, because that's just the vanilla way of doing it. It looks like the game might be pushing us for a vanilla Stone Tower Temple. If lights are vanilla, though, I'm gonna laugh. Are we going Stone Tower Temple? Are we going? No? Well, it was worth a try.
I'm the best.
Bull.
It's a so close yet so far type of deal.
Oh. They were getting nuts. You could have just got the nuts from Shrine, though. Each their own. To be fair, that's probably quicker than getting the nuts from Shrine, but... Can't believe that item was going to be randomized in a randomizer race? What? Nah, no princess. We've already obtained the princess once. To be honest, if I was in Xander's position right now, I would invert time. Heavily. Because if they're going to do forward well, they should immediately go do Stone Tower Temple and they could probably finish in the cycle. So if I was Xander, I would have inverted at this point.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially just time-wise. You'd kind of line it up if you really wanted to.
I mean, if Xander wanted to speed up, if they had to cycle time, they could just go to Grandma's stories, because they've got room key, so they could just walk straight into the inn. But even then, it's still quite dangerous, the fact. Mind, Pohut pauses the timer, so... And as you can see, the clock's not on the screen, so it's not too bad. But
I
it's
never
still
noticed
kinda...
that Pohut pauses timer.
Yeah, some minigames do, some minigames don't. It's hard to remember which ones do and don't. Oh! Let's go! Let's go!
And it was in Pohut this entire time.
Of course it was in Pohut this entire time. Go on, Xander. It's always Pohut. Get your butt to Pohut. Now Xander's clock is perfect.
It's always sad to see Pohut going ignored, especially it's such an easy chip to do, especially if you have GFS or Big Man.
And the worst part is that access to Akana was so early. Because Garu was Sphere 0, Hook was Sphere 0, Ice Arrows were like Sphere 3. That's pretty rough. Even Bow was pretty low Sphere, not that I remember where it was. I absolutely agree. If Shake was to do Pohut right now, but it looks like they're probably doing Letter to Mama as well.
Basically, we're probably gonna see what all Xander did, and then eventually Pixel will lead back to Pohut, hopefully. You got some very wise words, Tomu. So at this point, we are just gonna rush Stone Tower. I almost thought my internet went out when Pixel reset. I'm assuming Toad caught Ligma. Oh, I've only heard of Sukandis. I hear it's a very nice place to vacation. Honestly, I would never have thought the Sape Scum midnight meeting.
Sorry, I am here. We are on a 15-minute delay, so I'm just talking to the racers at the moment.
That is fair. I'm doing my best to keep the people entertained. You know, you gotta jingle the keys. I don't know, positive, where would Imagine Dragon be from? And Yosher, I think you were right. If they were pretty close to saving the race, but just kind of going on the coattails of Xander kind of put them at a disadvantage. I do hear Nuts has a very vibrant city life, from what I hear. Xander getting clobbered by Twin Mold. Honestly, Yoshir, I never thought to do Poha with lights. Usually if I have Big Man or Great Fairy Sword, that's when I'll do. I'm not gonna lie, Pixel's random for the Mystery Woods put me in the like fight or flight mode for a second. It was very unexpected. I didn't realize Meg was 2 cyclable. That is good info for next time, though.
Yeah.
And with Twin Mold being defeated, I would say this race is pretty much came to a close. And at a really good time too, ending off at 11 p.m. I am really curious on why Pixel is buying all of those beans.
Denim, denim. That's fair, Halko. Fair, this race wasn't really that exciting, to be honest. It wasn't really.
It was very back and forth. Here, grab this item, finish this, but hey, you can go and do this. Better than having to like double dip every dungeon, though.
Despite there being settings on, there wasn't really much that required mystery settings. So like the keg was obviously required, and that was, you know, dungeon pots, but like even the notebook didn't really require anything. Like it didn't really give anything required.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping the notebook would have came into play, especially since the first time that I'm seeing them on in Mystery Season.
Yeah. I've seen them quite a few times, but they've actually been really important. I mean, Shop Sanity had Deku Mask and Blue Potion. But yeah. Really, really not that exciting, to be honest. Where was Lights? Poe Hut. Get your butt to Poe Hut. But as Yoshi was saying, Lights being on Poe Hut is kind of sucky, because obviously you want to have lights when you do Poe Hut. Did anyone bet on Poe Hut? No.
Nope.
Let me just pay out the bets.
Welcome in, PixelShake. They have raided with a party.
I mean, they both won, because, you know,
Yeah.
it got aggressively worse. How terrible. Also, thank you for the raid, Shake. Welcome in. Shake's definitely about to come into the interview and bitch at me about how boring the seed was. No, Shake had a wallet for ages. Would have been the second wallet. Yeah, GG's to Xander for finishing in first place with the time of 3 hours, 2 minutes, and hold on, 18 seconds. This does mean that Xander will be going on to the next stage, as in next stage of this set of races, rather than being knocked out of the tournament. So, they will be doing a game 3, to determine who will move on to the next stage of the brackets. And before we start the interview, I'm just gonna say happy 3 hours, everybody. This was the Mystery the Majora's Mask Randomizer Mystery Season 2 Round 2 Game 2 match between PixelShake and Xandervile, where Xandervile has taken the win. Now, let me just change the scene and bring the runners in. I'm prepared to be bitched at, so let's go.
I don't think it was that bad of a scene, but we shall see.
Be bitched at.
Huh?
Oh, yo.
Hello.
It was boring. It was just standards.
Yeah. It was just standard, and then the way of the hero hints were just absolutely trash. Like, they were literally
You'd
just
be
one,
done
two,
with
three
your,
done.
your 3 Woth hints in like 40 minutes max.
And then it's like you required Gibdo mask in a junk butler race. It's like, there's no way you could have known that.
Well,
Unless
I
you
was thinking
knew-
of routing in butler items just because there was the rupees on, but then I had my
Yeah.
bottle stolen by Takuri.
Oh, oh no.
So I was like, okay, and I went to go and get the one in Swamp, but then I was like, oh no, the dungeon's
Oh,
clear, I can't get it. So I had to wait until 10 o'clock that night to then go into Deku Playground, and then
That
I got
explains
Gibdo, and
it.
I was like, okay, then I'll go to Well.
Yeah.
But like, is there seriously a secret setting where every grotto is junked?
Yeah, it's twice now we've had just dead grottos.
Nope. Not that I'm aware
Also,
of.
this is like the third time I don't do Pohut, and Pohut's got light arrows.
I just had,
That's
there was
a skill
no
issue.
direction. There was no direction there. I was there without ice arrows, like, it was in first cycle.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, everything I do here is technically out of logic. Maybe I'll check Tingle or something like that. I'll hit the Owl statue because we got FD, you know?
I mean, to be fair, Xander actually got their ice arrows really late compared to you.
Yeah, I didn't do Zora Cape clear until I'd finished Great Bay. No, just before I finished Great Bay Temple.
Oh man, I'm so sad that I didn't have Goron for Great Bay Temple.
Yeah.
I don't know the setup for Goron in Great Bay Temple.
It's the voiding. You can't do any voiding.
Oh, right, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, you didn't need to really void. Like, you just needed to do one void, really. Well, I suppose if you didn't know where light arrows were and check everything, we did need to do two.
Yeah. So, I had a question, and oh yeah, Xander. So, you went into Pirate's Fortress, and then you got magic, and then you left.
Yeah, I was meant to do sewers.
I
literally left because I was like, I've set up sewers, I'm going to get the chest. If it's light arrows, hurrah. If it's not, I'll do sewers. Got the magic. I was like, cool, let's leave.
Yeah. So, it's actually quite humorous.
The triple dip Pirate's Fortress.
So,
Oh,
right
no.
at the beginning of the race, Xander did Gorman Bros race, and Shake got magic from Pirate's Fortress, and we were like, okay. So they've both been they're in a position where they don't need to go check the check that the other person has done. But when the Lights Casino started, you both went back and you got your double magic, and we were just like,
Nice.
we basically predicted, like, they're not going to go back for those, are they?
The worst
But
part.
when you
about that
run,
Pirate's
what was I was hunting Goron and Lights for like an hour and a half, and then I got Goron, and then I was like, okay, now I'll do Goron checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the worst part for me was the Pirate's Fortress triple dip was because the first time I visited Pirate's Fortress, I didn't have any arrows. And then
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping to just randomly find arrows, and I just didn't. So it's like, oh god, I'm gonna come back. I'll come back when I've got Goron Mask, when I can do sewers, hoping it wasn't Goron Mask.
Do not talk to me about arrow drops. I had the worst arrow drop luck in field.
Most of the arrow drops were on butterflies.
Yeah.
I noticed that. We got like halfway through, and I was like, at least 3 or 4 of those butterflies had arrows on them. Yeah, that's kind of terrible.
Yeah. I was happy for the early gold dust bottle though. Didn't check Tingle for so long, then found the gold dust bottle. Was
yeah.
Like, yep.
I checked it. I didn't have enough money to buy it, and then I just didn't come back for it for ages.
Oh, I got it as soon as I checked Tingle. I was like, buy, reset time, so it's an empty bottle, yes. It was my first bottle. I was like, yeah, Great Bay Coast, gonna have something good. fish.
I had bank
please.
because of the gold dust. I had bank 3 done like 40 minutes in.
I didn't even do bank. I only just did bank 2.
That
Really hedging
reminds
the
me
bet on
of a moment in this race. Xander, so you want to talk about Smithy too? And how you picked up the gold dust? Went there.
that. Yeah. I foolishly didn't check my bottles before buying the gold dust, so I bought gold dust and it didn't go in a bottle because I had a green potion. And then I went north, talked to the guy, looked at my equipment, and was like, "Oh, hang on a second, I need to go back and buy it again."
Yeah. Ugh.
Make the next one interesting, please.
Yeah, I like the dungeon romps.
I mean,
I just like the settings. Like we play mystery for mystery, not for standard.
I know you got loads of great mystery settings, and they were all useless in this.
Yeah, there was notebook
Dang.
entries was like the only interesting one, and then you had the dungeon pots, which had a keg, and then that was it.
Oh yeah,
It was the only consequential dungeon pot.
Yeah, I mean, Dungeon Rupees was fine, but the problem was the Stone Tower, you were go moding it, so all of those checks in Stone Tower Temple were basically dead.
Yeah, it was a weird one because it's like you didn't need to check Vanilla Stone. In fact, you couldn't really check Vanilla Stone Tower until you're in go mode, and inverted, you're already in go mode. So, yeah.
I mean, you could have full cleared Vanilla Stone Tower except for the chest on the right side behind the light block, right?
No, you can't do the.
It depends on the keys. You need it.
You can't do the room after the Garrow Master either, which is where all the blue rupees are, because you need Mirror Shield to get there, and I don't have Mirror Shield.
Well, you can't even get to the Gyro Master because you need Mirror Shield or lights for the sun switches.
True.
And I just didn't have it either.
Yeah.
The furthest you'd be able to get would be the small key chest in the Dexian ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last check you can get there.
Yeah, it was kind of rough, but to be fair, I think Xander's only other option would have been doing Stone Tower after Pohut.
It literally was what I was going to do, Pohut and Stone Tower. I was meant to do Pohut much. Like, when I first went there and started doing well stuff, I was like, I'm going to do Pohut at the same time now. And then I found Goron Mask and was like, this is what I need.
There's literally a point when I'm going to go and do well where I start veering to the right to go and do Pohut, and I'm like, nah, I'll go do well instead.
I was going to do it straight after well, but then I found the Goron Mask and was like, it makes more sense to do Stowhead Temple and then Great Bay Temple because of the amount of checks instead of just one random Pohut. Which clearly was not the right way to go.
Pohut's just one of those checks that you're kind of like, can I be asked to do this?
Yeah.
It would be nice if it was like a sometimes hint. Because
I think it is a sometimes hint in Mystery. I've definitely had it hinted before. I think it's a sometimes.
I think you can just get it off a Gyro.
Yeah, it's most likely off a Garrow, yeah.
What I can do is I can have a look to see if any of the missed Garrow hints had
Oh, that would have been sad.
light hours hint.
I was just thinking about like how much more interesting this seed could have been if it was like Heg Castle to use Mirror Shield to go inside Egos' room to get light arrows in the pots there.
Oh, that would have been brilliant. I've had a seed like that before, and I've not had any interesting seeds whilst racing, apart from last week's.
That was a great seed.
That was a great seed. Where's 5th document? Why is 5th Whammy's document not pinned?
Because it's an essay.
Oh well. Oh wait, maybe it is. I'm an idiot, never mind. Ignore me, it is.
Let me just have a look.
Is there that spreadsheet anywhere?
Pohut was not hinted.
Nice. I think it's one of those hints that gets dropped very early on when other settings come into play. So it would probably replaced by I don't know, something.
Butler. Oh no, what? Maybe seahorses. I don't know.
Maybe.
Midnight Meeting was on the list.
It might have been replaced by. Oh, it was replaced by Sakon's Hideout, most likely.
Yeah, that makes sense. It says Camaro, Gossip Stones, Grog, Dog Race, Midnight Meeting, Darmani, Gorman, and Swamp Archery 1 were hinted.
Yeah, I got the Swamp Archery 1 hint as well after I did it. That was great.
So, casino light arrows, literally. You just do Poe Hut, and then Jesus Christ, the seed could have been over at an hour and a half.
Oh, easily.
It's always weird because, for example, during the wildcard, Great Bay Temple Frog was not hinted, but it was required.
Yeah.
Was that a foolish dungeon?
Yeah, it was the one that was for the boss key. The foolish
that's
the boss key.
Yeah, the stupid boss key settings.
Yeah, so we called it Schrodinger's Great Bay Temple.
Yeah.
And it was strange because if that was hinted, the race would have been done a lot earlier. And this is the exact same situation. Poe Hut wasn't hinted. It could have been finished so much earlier. And it's ironic that the things that actually do have checks on them are not getting hinted.
It's kind of the problem with MMR compared to the combo rando, I think. Just the difference of how the hint styles work. Like combo rando, mint for stuff like this, because you can just hint for like key items only. Whereas MMR, it's like it kind of suffers the mystery angle because there's not that many hints really, and so many things you can check. It just becomes a bit of a potluck, like it was today.
Yeah.
There isn't that much space for hints because the majority of the hints are on the moon.
Yeah.
So there's only so much space for what can be hinted. So yeah, it just kind of sucks. So you have to be really careful about what is and isn't hinted. And I remember Fifth talking about it ages ago, saying there's only so much space for hinting, so there's only so many things that could be on the list of what could be hinted. So it's just how the cookie crumbles, really. And it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's just casino, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what like standard really is in the end of it too, because songs are on song locations. You end up either hunting keg, captains, or mirror 99% of the time.
Yeah. But those foolish hints, so I just want to talk about those real quick. So those foolish hints were awful. I mean, a kind of graveyard foolish is great.
I like the Goron Village foolish because as soon as I got the bow and bombs, I was like, well, there's no point going north because there's nothing to get north with this.
Yeah.
So it's helpful for like
graveyard was nice because we got captains quite early, except for you, Xander, obviously.
And the pots were shuffled as well, which is like huge. There's so many pots in graveyard.
Yeah. And then what was the other one? Woodfall Temple. I mean,
it's not that big a dungeon.
And to be fair, right? The fact that Woodfall Temple is foolish except song, but you also had access to full clear GBT as well, was like, that was such a wasted hint.
Yeah.
And then Clock Tower Roof Wave, the hero. I hate that hint so much. Because
if it was like pot sanity complete, like that would have at least been interesting.
The main
but it wasn't.
Was when you guys got to the point where you were at Skull Kid, you were pretty much bottlenecked. The only choice could have been Epona.
Yep.
Because what would you have done afterwards? There wouldn't have been much to do. And it was like...
The only thing it could have been was healing to go and heal Camaro, which then eventually ended up getting a hint.
Yeah. I mean, you could have healed Mikau, because obviously Great Bay Coast, but the Wath was already fulfilled. So the
you also need Epona to get to Great Bay
Coast. Opponents to get to Great Bay
Exactly. So, wow. Like, it was just... I just looked at it and I went, that's Epona. Because what else are the runners going to do at this point? They've got, like, Honey and Darling they could do.
Mm-hmm.
And archeries. which again, Swamp Archery was later hinted dead.
I avoided archeries as long as possible.
Yeah.
I avoided them for a while, but I ended up routing them in when I was doing. What was it? I was hunting Goron. At that
I
point.
routed them in just after Goron because I did treasure chest game at the same time.
To be fair,
Because I was again waiting on that bottle, so I did mini games during that time.
Yeah.
to be fair, so Shake, you said that despite there being mystery settings, not many checks had items on them in the mystery settings. Goron was one of them.
Yeah.
That and
Gibdo
Cake.
led to the Goron.
Yeah,
The
Goron
Cake-
And
Cake.
Gibdo.
Gibdo was
Gibdo.
only on a blue rupee though. That's only like that's pretty much a co-op setting.
Oh yeah, crap. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it was on the blue rupees. It wasn't on the greens. It was on the blues.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, Garamask was also on a setting as well because it was on merchants.
Yeah, but it was not required because of the Gibdo.
Yeah, there was nothing in Akana prior to going and getting Gibdo.
Yeah. Also, that French vanilla gib though. That made me giggle. Gar, yeah, thank you. It's too early in the morning, okay? Oh shit, it's 12:30.
Yeah, it's 12:36.
Can't say it anymore, damn it.
You can on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Xander's just like, help, please.
Well, it's fine. Not got anything on Sunday as far as I know.
Then we can actually have some EU. You know, like we were saying this the other day. The volunteers we were discussing, and the European volunteers were just like, "There's no friendly races because everyone races at like in between like 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. for European time, so we never get to do any commentaries."
Yeah.
And I was like, "And you know what? The two people who aren't American are facing each other in this round, so." Like, we basically have less chances, regardless, because then it's easier for a Shake to arrange a race with an American person than it is with an EU person.
Yeah, it's unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't too bad. It was just, I think that if the settings ended up being a bit more like interesting, that would have been a bit more fun, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess just the fact that I got home from work and then it's like, okay, let's do a mystery seed. Oh, it's standard.
Oh.
Sad. And yes, Yoshira, I never wake up. It's true. Yeah. Well, hopefully your race on Sunday will be much more exciting for you guys.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for. I saw like a race the other day. I think it was it Cola and Tony. What wasn't on?
Yeah. It
Jesus.
happens.
Where's our super mystery?
We don't get
I
that.
know.
Why don't we just roll that?
We shall see. I probably won't be able to do your next race because of the time it's at.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I like sleep. But I do hope that you guys have a good final race, and to whoever wins, I wish you luck on the next round. And to whoever loses, my condolences. But you know, you're both running phenomenally in this tournament so far. And Xander, this is your first tournament, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel so far?
I think I just like mystery. I think that's just it. I don't know. I get too competitive sometimes, so I was looking at the timer constantly being like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How are you
Oh, well,
feeling?
you'll be able to go.
Shake.
You'll be able to go from mystery to glitched then. I'm
Yeah.
alright with it. There's only like one or two settings that I'm like, oh, this is a drag.
Yeah.
I feel like soon the discussion's got to be done for season 3 mystery to like reduce those settings and maybe fix a few things.
I just think the fact that boss keys, when they end up being shuffled and they can end up being in foolish temples, is like a
Yeah.
bit like there's a
Yeah.
huge drag because
yeah.
then you lose the ability to go mode a dungeon and you just end up full clearing it looking for a key.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
I
silly.
believe that is the worst setting in this tournament, and I despise it with all of my heart. just because of what happened in the wildcard race.
Yeah.
Which was horrendous, especially if anyone watched it. Did you race? You raced that one, didn't you, Shake?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm trying to... I know Yosha did. There's quite a few people in that race, and quite a few people either didn't turn up or DNF'd. There's more DNF'd.
I think it was at 2 a.m. for me, that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Oh, yeah. It was definitely a thing. But you mentioned glitched just then, and I was just wondering if your knowledge of glitched helps you in mystery. Would you say?
To a degree. Just like there's not really a mystery setting where I can't work out what is and isn't on. It's just about going to the right areas the right time. Like I'm never going to skip a pot. I might skip a rupee in field if I feel like I get distracted or something. See last race where I missed a bow for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But like I think I know pretty much every check because of doing all sanity and glitched. So I guess there's that.
Yeah, I completely understand. And it's another person in this tournament who I feel is probably quite knowledgeable is Cola as well.
Definitely.
Cola also runs glitched as well. And I feel like practicing glitch logic and all sanity is a huge benefit to mystery because it kind of exposes you to the elements. And for me,
you just need to be able to kind of turn off. Once you realize that there's a setting not on, you need to then go, all right, don't check those things.
Yeah. Cola's really good at it as well, because he's like, Gratoffy did all his bad end mysteries, and Cola's constantly done them, like grinded it from the start. So his mystery knowledge is insane, because he's just had so much practice.
Yeah, it is really interesting to look at. Like for me, I mostly run Blitz on Standard because the thought of mystery makes me want to cry. I could do glitch logic, right? I've done glitch logic in the past. I have no issue with it. But when I'm overwhelmed with the thought of this setting might be on, this one might not be on, you know, and I'm just like, huh? And then my brain...
There's a good amount of the glitched asyncs already posted on the MMR Discord. I don't know how many people have actually played them, but they're all really good tasters of kind of what we're kind of expecting to put forward. But the biggest thing that we really wanted with it was the fact that there was only 3 remains required. So you could end up having a restream where there's literally 2 people that play completely differently route-wise and are able to finish the game.
Yeah. I think if the advanced tournament actually went ahead, or glitch tournament, whatever it's planning to be called, I think it'd be really interesting. Also depending on how long the seeds take, because obviously, depending.
So we made the settings and we averaged between 2 to 3 hours.
Not too bad. It's not too bad. Obviously, it does depend on people's skill levels, of course, but...
Yeah,
you know,
it does.
I mean, and glitch logic can also be quite daunting as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But I've spent a lot of time over the last 10 or 8 months teaching people how to bomb hover and how to do funny glitch things on, you know, OTMM and, you know, trying to spread the word, basically. And
yeah, nice.
It's been... Once you learn it, it gets ingrained, right? It's the same with racing Majora's Mask in general. Once you kind of learn where everything is, you kind of can't forget it. Unless you're actually doing it in the moment, then you are more likely to forget it, because...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just how MMR is.
You were talking to Xander about how this is like the first tournament. This is the second mystery tournament for me. I got second in the last tournament. But with this one, I never did any of the asyncs or read any of the documentation because I've just been so busy with the recomp and everything else on top of that.
Yeah.
And it's just whenever a race comes up, we'll just wing it, see what happens. So if you did go back and watch my first 2 or 3 races, you'll see me hunting out settings.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. It's quite funny actually, because I was in VC with Xander like a week or 2 ago. We were doing an AP night, and Xander was like, "I'm actually quite nervous going up against Shake," and I was like, to be fair, Shake probably wasn't as threatening before the brackets because he hadn't read the settings. But he announced that as soon as he got into the brackets that he was going to read the settings, and Xander went, "Ah, shit."
Yeah.
I finally sat down and read them the other day, and I was like, okay, so this is everything that I know.
Yeah.
I already know this. Why did I read 28 pages to...
Oh, yeah.
28 pages, what a document. I mean, I don't blame you for not reading the document. I think I skimmed it and I just went, I'll learn as I go. And then Fifth Whammy put out that little infographic about what settings were on, or like what settings could be on, and I was like, this is all I need. I never needed that document.
Yeah, I'm a very visual person, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, same. I mean, I love writing documents like that, but I don't like reading them.
Oh god, no. I did mystery first just after the tournament, last tournament. Started learning mystery then. I was averaging 8 hours a seed because I just didn't know settings that well.
Yeah.
There's like a clip of me on Twitch finding out there's a freaking Remain Shuffle was on 4 hours into a seed and being like, this makes it longer. And yeah. Ever since then, it's just been like I've just got to learn settings by doing. I can't read about them; it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. I do kind of miss Remain Shuffle. I understand why it's not on, but
I feel like it's going to be on next time.
We had it on during season 1, and like it led to the moment between Revan and I, where our literal last location was Goron Race. So we were both doing Goron Race at the same time, and that gave us our last Remain.
Nice.
I think Remain Shuffle would have been an interesting setting for this. Like, I think it would have definitely counteracted the length of some of these seeds. But
it's just
I also
hard
understand why it's not on.
Yeah, it's just harder to balance it to make it interesting. Because like, I did a mystery whilst it was like one of the earlier versions of Fifth Whammy's generator. And it was an hour long. I literally finished it in like 59 minutes and was like, well, I'm in go mode now. I'm done.
Yeah. Well,
with Remain Shuffle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can go 2 ways. You can go over in an hour, like you said, or 4 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same in these settings. Like, it's either an hour and a half to 5 hours. So... Yeah, it was kind of brutal. So I felt bad for some commentators, such as the wildcard commentators, who were there for 5 hours. I felt so bad for some of the racers, like SGD Sean, who did both 5-hour seeds. Yeah, Sean has admitted that I'm the reason that he's retired. Oops. But, you know, at the same time, it doesn't really matter because Majora's Mask is one of the longest Zelda games anyway for Randomizer. Unless you're looking at like OT RSL, then you're looking at like, oh boy, MMR looks baby compared to it. But, you know, if you're dedicating to a Majora's Mask racer, like to a Majora's Mask race, you're going to be dedicating, you know, up to at least like 3.5 hours at most.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you both are interested as well, as Pitch has said, the French community will host an English interview for you guys as well. It's been a very long race, and sorry, Pitch. We were discussing mystery as a whole, which you know what we're like. We love to talk, but I just want to
putting a thesis together.
Yeah, yeah. Just piecing together some pain. But just super quick, we have got another race later today, which is Pojo versus Cine. And depending on who wins that race, there may be a third match. If not, I don't actually know who won that race. But the winner of that race, if they won the previous one, they'll go on to the next bracket, or it'll be a game 3, which will be then tomorrow. So, and then your race will be on Saturday, Saturday evening for everybody, mostly, except for Shake, of course, where it will be in the morning. Thank you both for an amazing race. And I wish you both luck on your next race. Whoever wins, just know that, you know, you've both put on a phenomenal race this tournament, and I wish you both the best of luck in whoever makes it to the next round and to the semi-finals. So,
yeah. Good luck to us.
Yeah.
Just make it fun. Make the series interesting.
I will try. I'll go bully Seedbot in the morning or something, so then whoever has to roll the seed has to deal with my shit.
It genuinely has to be Super Mystery for the grand final. Like,
oh, I absolutely agree, and I can only
fairy hunt.
All right.
So, we haven't got any other races on, except for a Z. I can't read. Yeah, we've got really no other races on today, except for a Z2R Max Rando tournament and the race between Pojo and Cine. But that is it from us. We will see you guys soon. Thank you to both runners. Thank you to Philosophy for being in the comms booth with me, and of course Tom and Special K for cracking. We will see you guys later. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, John.